in structured phases. As Hamas gives up their weapons, the Israeli forces will withdraw. The International Stabilization Force will then work with a new Palestinian police force to keep Gaza safe. The chairman of the Gaza Peace Board says what the agreement says matters. What happens next matters even more. Implementation and verification have to be real. Ahead of us is a Gaza rebuilt, governed by Palestinians, and at peace with Israel.
That's after the Hamas 2023 terror attack in Israel that triggered the destructive war in Gaza. President Trump might pull acting Attorney General Todd Blanche's nomination after two Republican senators signaled they may vote against Blanche, concerned about his role in a Trump IRS tax settlement. Now, one of those senators is John Cornyn, who was primaried out in Texas this year, and the Republican who beat him is now trailing the Democrat in a new Fox News poll.
51% prefer Democratic Senate candidate James Tallarico, while 48% favor Republican candidate and current state attorney general Ken Paxton. 36% of Republicans say they're concerned about Paxton's character, while 17% of Democrats feel Tallarico is too extreme. 4 in 10 Texans polled say inflation is the most important issue to their Senate vote, with 35% saying they're falling behind financially.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin, a father, gets 15 years in prison for a crime his son committed in Georgia. Colin Gray was convicted of murder and manslaughter for buying the gun that Colt used in a 2024 school shooting that left 4 people dead. Judge Nicholas Prim told Colin Gray he failed as a parent.
The warning lights were flashing brighter and brighter. And you didn't get him help, and you didn't remove his access to the guns.
His son got life in prison. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG heat advisory in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. Heading for a high of 95. Heat index could top out as high as 110. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic. Following sports, that'll be at 6:08. It's 74 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 77 in Galena, 77 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. And on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG. Kansas needs some help.
Well, Governor Laura Kelly officially asking FEMA for some federal funds related to storm damage that parts of the area saw last month. There's 30 counties in total in her request for a major presidential disaster declaration, and that does include Cherokee and Crawford counties, all after the wind, hail, and flooding damage we saw between June 4th and June 15th. Kelly says it's critical federal resources are made available so that the communities there can rebuild and get the support they need as those recovery efforts continue. I'm Cy Albright, News on KZRG.
Missouri could face millions in SNAP costs.
Missouri could be on the hook for millions of dollars in food assistance costs under changes included in the federal One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Beginning in 2027, states with SNAP payment error rates of 6% or higher will be required to cover part of the program's benefit costs. Missouri's latest error rate was nearly 8.7%, above the federal threshold that triggers penalties. State leaders have time to lower that rate before the changes take effect. Matt Pilger, Missouri Net.
Neosho celebrating National Night Out on Tuesday night. Neosho Public Information Officer Jessica Johnson tells KZRG.
We are doing a open swim at the Neosho Municipal Pool from 7 to 9 p.m. It's open to the first 200 people because we do have some capacities that we're working with, but in great work by our police department staff, we are going to have multiple bounce houses, water slides, water effect bounce houses out in the parking lot.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, and drinks will be served. Again, the event starts at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, 77 at 604, going on 605. News Talk, KZRG.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is backing President Trump's call to keep the Senate in session through August to pass the SAVE Act. Hawley, a sponsor of the bill requiring proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections, says he's also open to changing the filibuster rules to get it passed.
In Missouri, we have voter ID. We put it into our law ourselves as state voters. We've had it for years. It works fantastic. And you know what? It works well in 37 other states, including some Democrat states.
Pro football fans in the 4 states going to have another nearby option after the NFL season ends. The United Football League, also known as the UFL, announcing that Oklahoma City will receive a franchise starting with the 2027 season. The UFL plays its season from late March through June, filling the gap between the Super Bowl and the start of NFL training camp. Well, the Royals took one on the chin, according to Joe Morgan.
The Royals couldn't squeeze out a win yesterday, dropping a 4-3 nail-biter to the Twins. The main highlight for Kansas City came in the third when Jack Callione launched a home run to tie things up at 2, but the offense stalled out from there. The Royals look to bounce back tonight as they head to Colorado to take on the Rockies. First pitch is set for 7:40. Over in St. Louis, Cardinals fell short in extra innings, losing 4-2 to the Chicago Cubs. Rookie J.J. Weatherholt provided a spark with a game-tying solo shot in the 7th.
Pitch is hit high and deep to right field. He got it! Yes, he did! Weatherholt has tied the game!
But an Alex Bregman double in the 10th sealed it for Chicago. Redbirds hit the road for Toronto tonight. Game time is 6:07. Catch that game on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns is buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news, 6:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Showers, thunder showers left over this morning. They're becoming partly sunny and still hot today. We're up to 95. Feels like 105. Tonight, maybe a shower around early 70. Partial sun, low 80s tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather's a service of Indigo Sky Casino. When looking for a delicious chef-created meal and fine wine and spirits, visit Shawano Steak and Spirits and turn your evening into an unforgettable experience. See IndigoSkyCasino.com for details.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing scattered showers, some with heavier rain scattered throughout the four-state area. The heaviest rain right now is from Nevada, Fort Scott area and to the north, but there is some other showers and minor thunderstorms that are in southeast Kansas as well as northeast Oklahoma. They're all moving to the southeast. Nothing severe, not expecting anything severe. 74 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 77 in Baxter Springs, 77 in Joplin. News Talk, KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 6:08.
Roger Koch for State Representative.
I grew up in Carl Junction. I fought for this country, a teacher, coach, and now help veterans with their mental health at the Ozark Center. I've always found a way to serve, and I want to represent the good people of District 162. I want to protect the good life we enjoy here in Southwest Missouri. I'm asking for your vote. Roger that.
Paid for by Veterans for Roger Koch, Victoria Ailes, CPA Treasurer.
I started with Team Dental because I loved the team dynamic. That was what really drew me to come and interview with Dr. Lemus. During the interview process, I'll never forget, he told me our core values: work hard, trust God, be sincere, and help others. And I just fell in love with that. I think it covers a wide variety of, different things that we do for the community. So it's a great team dynamic. I get patients with high anxiety, and that's one of my favorite things when they come in and they are terrified to come and see us, because nobody likes to come to the dentist, let's just be real. But when they complete their treatment and they've earned that trust in you and you see that smile on their face because they feel comfortable, that's amazing. And we see it a lot.
I'm Dr. Lemus from Team Dental of Joplin, where we specialize in dentistry that fits your schedule.
Team Dental of Joplin, your neighborhood practice for your whole family.
Ellen Nichols suffers from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Ellen Nichols has attacked President Trump on social media, even posting that Trump is, quote, a vulgar, adulterating, bullying, mob-connected scam artist, end quote. That's because Ellen Nichols is a woke liberal who has donated thousands to groups pushing radical ideas, like supporting George Floyd protests, attacking our gun rights, and pushing abortions. Ellen Nichols, she's just too woke for Missouri.
Show Me Values PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this ad. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. You're listening to News Talk KZRG 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. From Studio 1Z. With the latest news, commentary, and weather. It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
6:11 is the KZRG news time, which sounds awful. Oh my gosh, it's 6 in the morning. That's terrible. But
I've already been up for 3 hours. So have you.
All right.
Well,
it's not all about us, Steve. There's a lot of other people that we're talking to here.
Okay.
But the good news for you, though, in the 4 states is that this very morning is, in fact, Friday.
Yay!
Thank God it's...
How's the weather today?
Well, we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms. The heaviest rain right now is to the north of the Joplin-Pittsburgh area. In fact, it is mostly in the Nevada, Fort Scott area, going north up to around the Kansas City area. But we still have some scattered showers and minor storms that are throughout the four-state area, including one that's approaching Pittsburgh. Nothing severe, though, at this time. And we're not expecting anything severe. But we do have a heat advisory in effect from noon today until 8 o'clock tonight. Why? One more day of heat. That's right, one more day of heat before we get a break from the action. We're going to have a high today of around 95 with the heat index values as high as 110. And the rain, if we get some rain, then the heat comes out. It's not going to help. It's going to make it feel even hotter. Now, tomorrow, good news. The high is going to be in the 80s. Sunday, sunny with the high again in the 80s. No rain in the forecast after we get through this afternoon and this evening. We're going to be talking to KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic. That'll be at 7:25.
Well, President Donald Trump just yesterday announced, of course, via Truth Social, a historic, he calls it, agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and other armed groups in Gaza. Hey!
Yay! Oh, wait. We got to make it official.
Hey, there it is. Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, he's calling this a diplomatic breakthrough, and it was brokered by his Board of Peace alongside mediators from Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey. And basically the idea is Hamas has agreed, at least in theory, we'll see how it goes in practice, has agreed to disarm themselves and allow a new Palestinian government to take shape in Gaza.
I have a question to ask you. Aren't these Hamas people from proxies from Iran? Technically, they are.
Well, no, Hamas, I mean, they were funded by Iran, but Hamas, I believe, was the Palestinian government, quote unquote. Like, they took over the government. But they're all, from my understanding, Hamas are Palestinians.
But haven't we heard, or I'm surprised we haven't heard already that we didn't agree to that.
Right.
Kind of like what happens with Iran.
Thus my half-sarcastic, yay, mission accomplished. Because any news coming out of the Middle East about peace is I'm immediately completely scrutinizing it. I'm taking all of it with 50 bajillion grains of salt, and I frankly don't believe it.
Watch out. You're going to die from high blood pressure if you get that much salt in you.
It's true. Big sodium fan over here. The point is that, look, in theory, a lot of peace has been brokered in the Middle East. In practice, not even close.
And even broken, not just brokered.
So we'll see. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if Hamas actually does this. I'm not holding my breath, though. But the news on the official front, officially speaking, Donald Trump announced that Hamas agreed to disarm themselves.
All right,
we'll see if they actually do that.
How is this supposed to work?
How is this supposed to work? Well, basically, the idea is that Hamas has agreed to disarm themselves and step aside, and in replacement of Hamas, who was running the quote-unquote Palestinian government. The idea is that there will be a new Palestinian government, and it will be governed with the support of Trump's Board of Peace. And so, in theory, the reason this is better is because Donald Trump's board is going to have a stake in how Gaza is ran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is, again, kind of wild to me. I don't know. The whole Gaza thing, like, at this point, why is this America's problem exactly? Like, shouldn't it be like Israel, like, running it? Like, why are we pouring our time and resources into Gaza?
Aren't they part of the same group that says death to America? So that could be drawing us in as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a lot of people that say death to America, and we're not running over and trying to, nation build over there, which is something that the Trump administration did run on not doing anymore. He said no more forever wars and no more nation building, and here we are.
But in the not war, we're into country destroying.
Do you want to start? That again?
Not really. It's one of those mornings. I haven't had enough coffee yet. Pardon me while I drink some coffee.
Do you want us to get our army of PAs to go get you another cup of Joe, Steve?
No, I've got enough in here already.
All right.
I know the problem. I put in a French vanilla creamer this morning. It's got that little French thing in there. It's making me have a little bit of not enough.
By the way, just for the record, Steve uses French vanilla creamer as code for vodka. But in any case, Donald Trump...
Sometimes half and half.
That's
half creamer, half vodka.
Donald Trump posted on Truth Social. He said, quote, "Today the Board of Peace reached a historic agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and all other armed groups in Gaza. This is a monumental step toward lasting peace and security." You can tell which words were in all caps for no reason. So, again, we'll see. Listen, I don't mean to over-criticize. This is awesome. I'm so glad that we have peace in the Middle East. I'm so glad that people aren't going to be attacking Israel anymore. I'm so glad that groups like Hamas have agreed to completely lay down their weapons and sing Kumbaya. I'm so glad to hear those things. I just don't believe them until I see them. And as an American that's been following the news of what's going on in the Middle East, I don't think that's unreasonable, because it has been a slew of peace, never mind, peace, never mind, peace, never mind. And all of that has been surrounded by Iran. Hamas, like you said, Steve, while they are technically their own thing, they 100% are being funded and are at least a de facto proxy of Iran. And guess what little brother does? What big brother does, right? And so if that's how Iran has been treating our peacemaking process with us, I don't expect anything more or less from Hamas. So I don't really I'm glad that Hamas said that they'll lay down their arms. I don't believe it until I see it, though.
I would agree completely.
So
100%.
I'm not really going to cheer this and woohoo, mission accomplished until we actually get it done. Now, I do want to say this. Trump did also write, quote, "I want to thank the mediators, Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey, for their important efforts, and especially my outstanding team whose tireless work made this historic breakthrough possible," end quote. Now, here's kind of the other leg of this that I found interesting. I really do feel like, a lot of people asks, what's with America's obsession with Israel? Why is everyone says, oh, Israel's our strongest ally? Why? Well, the reason why...
It's because it's in the Bible. It's historic. That's the reason why.
Well, there you go. There's that. But in a more practical sense, they are the most powerful ally we have in the Middle East, which is a region that we don't really have a lot of friends in.
That is true.
Let's just be honest. We're not the most popular country in the Middle East.
And Israel does not also have a lot of friends as well.
Right.
They have
and
some,
so,
but not a lot.
On a practical level, that's one of the primary reasons that we're such close allies with Israel, and also, of course, the Bible, yes. However, there seems to be kind of a shift. It looks like nations like Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey, who really have been our ride or dies, they really have been our day ones with this whole Iran thing. Do you think maybe we can make them more like Israel? Maybe not on like the religious front, but more so on like the Western first world country order, and then we could have, like, so to speak, 3 Israels in the Middle East. And what I mean by that is 3 allies that are advanced, wealthy, and, like us in the Middle East.
That would be an interesting take on it. I can see your point.
I something that I found interesting is throughout all of this, Egypt, Qatar, Jordan, and Turkey to a lesser degree, but also Turkey, they have been with us this whole time. I'm curious, when all this is said and done, are we going to go and help build them up as sort of a, hey, thanks, guy, for getting our back on that when our own European allies didn't have our back on it.
Of course not.
But you, Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and Jordan, you guys did. Let's boogie. Let's tango.
Are
Let's
you sure
party.
It's not Qatar today?
It's Quitois. Sorry, Quitois. We can say that.
Okay.
Whatever. Everyone and their mother has a different pronunciation for it. I say, as someone with the last name of Bojorquez that doesn't get offended when people mispronounce it because I know it's difficult to pronounce, I say if you want to have a name that's easy to pronounce that people don't mess up, then get a name that's easy to pronounce like that people can't mess up. For instance, Jordan. Jordan nailed it. Nobody's messing up the name Jordan.
No,
they
but
nailed that one.
Try Googling your last name. Spell it
That's
out
what I
and see
mean.
what it says. It mispronounces it.
Every time. And
you
guess
even
what?
made fun of me when you first got here because I couldn't pronounce your name because Google was saying it one way and you were saying, no, that's not it.
And guess what? I don't get mad or triggered or upset when people mispronounce my name because I know it's difficult. So Qatar or Qatar or whatever you want to call it today, Quitois, if y'all want to get offended about the way we pronounce your name, get a simpler name. Here's a suggestion. You should rename your country to Smith. Let's rock that one.
And Wesson.
And yeah, that would be, you'd be the most rootin' tootin' country in the Middle East.
Yeehaw.
KZRG News Time, 620.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A federal appeals court ruled that the Trump administration cannot deny migrants detained inside the U.S. a chance for release on bond. This was a 2-1 decision from the Ninth Circuit of Appeals in San Francisco.
Number 2.
Both Missouri and Kansas could soon be losing millions of dollars in SNAP funding due to new provisions taking effect under the One Big Beautiful Bill. The new rules say that states that have a SNAP error rate of over 6% lose their federal funding. Kansas has an error rate of 9.4%, Missouri 8.6%. Oof.
Number 1.
Don't forget, you can get all your election information on KZRG's election headquarters. Things like amendment language, sample ballots, who's running for what, and more. Go to newstalkkzrg.com/election.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on gas prices right now? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page, News Talk KZRG on Facebook, or text us at 417-782-1310. You can also leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app. Coming up, what's going on with your money? On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend. Promising some big changes in humidity and temperatures. Still in the mid-90s today. Heat index still around 105. Any showers, thunder showers end this morning. As we go through tonight, there still may be a shower early, then clearing overnight 70. Tomorrow, partial sun, comfortable and breezy, low 80s, sunny 87 Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic in the KZRG Storm Center.
The simplest thing we ask of anyone we hire is that they show up. Whether that's an employee at work, a painter for our home, or our elected officials. So why has our state senator Jill Carter missed over 40 votes? 40 times when we needed her to be our voice. Jill Carter was nowhere to be found. And when she did show up, Jill Carter let us down, voting to give millions in taxpayer-funded bailouts to billionaire professional sports owners without even reading the bill. Dr. Ellen Nichols is different. For 33 years, Dr. Ellen Nichols has been there as a neurosurgeon in our community. When you need her, Dr. Ellen Nichols will be there. Vote for change on August 4th.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ellen Nichols. I've shown up for the families of Southwest Missouri for over 3 decades. You deserve trusted hands to protect your family budgets, defend the unborn, and deliver lasting property tax relief. I'm Dr. Ellen Nichols, and I'm asking for your vote.
Good morning, everybody. Wait, what? What time is it? Where's my, sorry guys, my feed is off by nearly 10 minutes. There we go. All right. Good morning. Happy Friday. Sue said, you know, I haven't heard of Steve rap in a while. Yeah, here's the thing with Steve. He's sort of like a squirrel. if you let the squirrel just come up and hang out with you, then it'll be fine. But the second you try to force the squirrel to do something, it gets skittish and runs away. Steve, his rapping is an art, and everyone knows you can't force or rush artists. So you just got to let him do what he does when he does it. Rick? Ugh. Oh my goodness, that might have been the longest yawn of my life. Rick, good morning, Newswatchians. AC went out overnight. Gonna be a fun day. Oh my god, that sounds awful, Rick. I'm very sorry to hear that. Sounds truly brutal. Joe's in the house. Canna, good morning to you, good sir. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Canna Santa. Good morning to you, Santa. The turkey I'm interested in is in at... Wow, I'm going to start that one over. I just pulled a Steve Scott right there. The turkey I'm interested in comes at Thanksgiving. Eileen! Good morning, Eileen. Long time no seen. Hope you're doing well. Get it? No scene? Because your Shamrock profile picture instead of Sean, because Sean is spelled Sean, i.e. scene. Listen, it's pretty exhausting being as creatively fruitful as I. I'm glad for the rain and cool down in Joplin. Yeah, me too. It was brutal earlier this week. Just dreadful. Although the good news is when I went out to the Newton County Republican watermelon feed, it was totally overcast, which just dropped those temperatures down real low. I was very thankful for that. I always switch it up to see what's going on with your money.
Third quarter, driven by a 22% increase in iPhone sales. Net income climbed to nearly $30 billion, which is up from roughly $23.4 billion a year ago. However, the company issued weak guidance for the current period, citing supply constraints. Its shares slid 6% upon the news. Amazon reported better than expected revenue and cloud growth for the second quarter. AWS sales expanded 37% year over year, which beat analyst expectations for 31% growth. CEO Andy Jassy said the company expects capital spending to reach $220 billion this year. Anthropic said it has discovered 3 instances where its cloud AI models accessed the internet during an evaluation and gained unauthorized access to the real systems of 3 different organizations. The company said it found these incidents after carrying out a large-scale retrospective review of its cybersecurity evaluations. Futures are moderately higher. That's your money now.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Hey, it's Chris Plant. Be sure to tune in to FM 102.9, AM 1310 every weekday from 9 to 11 for breaking news, commentary, and politics. News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, News Talk KZRG. Some exciting news for you. The election is, 4 days away? Next Tuesday is the official election day. Of course, early voting has been open for a little while now. But if you have not voted yet, or if you are an election day purist, as I myself am, then you can still go to News Talk KZRG's election headquarters and get well-read and up-to-date on all things you need to know in order to go into the voting booth on Election Day. with confidence and all the information you need. Things like who's running for what, sample ballots are up there, amendment language. You just heard a vote no on 4 and vote no on 5. And you've also heard a bunch of vote yes on 4, vote yes on 5. Well, don't let big money tell you how to vote. Instead, go to News.KZRG's election headquarters and read the amendments yourself. Read Amendment 4, read Amendment 5 yourself, and form your own opinions on it. Don't let these people that can, afford $100,000 media ad buys tell you how to roll your life, tell you how to cast your ballot. No. Make your own opinion. You can go read the amendment yourself on News.KZRG's election headquarters. It's free to find. It's free to do so. It's news.kzrg.com/elections. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
At 6:31, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
Hamas disarms.
Nancy Guthrie, 6 months later.
Freedom truck drivers.
No one gives you more accurate accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Heat advisory until 8 o'clock tonight. Heading for a high of 95 with scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. Heat index could top out as high as 110. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajik following sports. That will be at 6:38. It's 74 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, cloudy, 77 in Baxter Springs, 77 in Joplin, AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9, News Talk, KZRG.
President Trump announcing that his Board of Peace has reached an agreement with Hamas on a phased disarmament plan for Gaza. Madeline Rivera.
He says in a Truth Social post, this agreement is a critical step towards Gaza finally being governed by a new Palestinian government that will work closely with the Board of Peace to help the Palestinian people. At the same time, Israel will have the security it deserves, with Gaza no longer used as a base for terror attacks. The president says the deal will be carried out in structured phases. As Hamas gives up their weapons, Israeli forces will withdraw. The International Stabilization Force will then work with a new Palestinian police force to keep Gaza safe. But there are still challenges ahead. Hamas and Israel are skeptical of each other.
Saturday marks 6 months since Nancy Guthrie went missing, and the family is still pleading for answers. Todd Pirro with the story.
The 84-year-old went missing in the early morning hours of February 1st after being abducted from her home in Arizona. So far, no suspects have been named. That's despite grainy doorbell camera footage showing a masked suspect and unidentified DNA being found in her home. Meanwhile, the FBI says it could have gained more footage if there was earlier cooperation. Nancy's daughter, Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, releasing a video on Monday sending a message to whoever took her mom. Sheriff Nano says analysis of DNA and digital evidence is ongoing, but he is echoing Savannah's calls for the public's help, adding, quote, anyone with information is urged to come forward and help bring this case to a resolution.
The Trump administration is making a push to attract military veterans to drive big rig trucks.
As the Transportation Department claps down on commercial driver's licenses obtained by undocumented and non-English speaking immigrants, the Trump administration is simultaneously trying to transition veterans to become truck drivers.
They're going to be given a very quick pass. We're going to teach them. They're going to learn. If they didn't drive a truck in the military, but we're in, they're going to learn, and they're going to learn very quickly.
President Trump says the Freedom Haulers initiative will connect military veterans groups with the trucking industry. More than 28,000 CDLs have been canceled after federal officials say they were improperly issued to non-citizen truck drivers. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
77, 634, News Talk, KZRG.
Nearly all of Rich Hill's fire department has resigned.
About a dozen firefighters quit nearly immediately after the city council there appointed a new fire chief, claiming he lacks key fire service qualifications and incident command experience. Those former firefighters in the town of about 1,200 there north of Nevada also allege that the appointment is a conflict of interest because his wife serves as the president of the city council. I'm Cy Albright, News Talk KZRG.
A system replacing Missouri's temp tags when buying a vehicle is due to roll out in mid-February. Missouri Department of Revenue Director Trish Vincent says the new system will close a loophole that resulted in vehicle sales tax going uncollected.
The dealer, when you buy a car, will collect the sales tax for us right then and there, along with, and a lot of people maybe finance the sales tax too sometimes.
77, scattered showers and thunderstorms, cloudy. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, 635 News Talk, KZRG.
The Kansas City Chiefs will continue bringing training camp to Northwest Missouri through at least 2031.
Even though the Chiefs are building a new stadium in Kansas along with a new headquarters and training facility in Olathe, they're sticking with St. Joseph for training camp as the team opens its 16th camp in St. Joe. Team President Mark Donovan says the Chiefs have committed to holding camp there for another 5 years.
When we first signed this deal, there were a lot of questions on if we were going to be here for 5 years, be here 16 years later and say we're still here and we still enjoy it and it still works for us.
Camp runs through August 20th.
That was Bill Pollock. Tom Holland's Spider-Man swinging back into theaters.
Spider-Man Brand New Day sees Tom Holland's Peter Parker 4 years after the events of No Way Home, and Peter is now an adult living entirely alone. No MJ, no one, after having voluntarily erased himself from the lives and memories of those he loves. Crime fighting in a New York that no longer knows his name, but as the demands on him intensify.
I'm sorry, but you're in danger. What? I promised you that I would keep you safe. Please, you just have to trust me. Come on. Fine.
The pressure sparks a surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence, even as a strange new pattern of crimes give rise to one of the most powerful threats he's ever faced. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
How'd the Cardinals do yesterday? Joe Morgan's got the answer.
The Royals couldn't squeeze out a win yesterday, dropping a 4-3 nail-biter to the Twins. The main highlight for Kansas City came in the third when Jack Callione launched a home run to tie things up at 2, but the offense stalled out from there. The Royals look to bounce back tonight as they head to Colorado to take on the Rockies. First pitch is set for 7:40. Over in St. Louis, the Cardinals fell short in extra innings, losing 4-2 to the Chicago Cubs. Rookie J.J. Weatherholt provided a spark with a game-tying solo shot in the 7th.
Pitch is hit high and deep to right field. He got it! Yes, he did! Weatherholt has tied the game!
But an Alex Bregman double in the 10th sealed it for Chicago. Redbirds hit the road for Toronto tonight. Game time is 6:07. Catch that game on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns is buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Borges.
Next news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's a cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend. Promising some big changes in humidity and temperatures. Still in the mid-90s today. Heat index still around 105. Any showers, thunder showers end this morning. As we go through tonight, there still may be a shower early, then clearing overnight, 70. Tomorrow, partial sun, comfortable and breezy, low 80s, sunny 87 Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic in the KZRG Storm Center.
We've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly the heaviest rains to the north around Fort Scott and Nevada to the north of to around Kansas City. Nothing severe, though, not expecting anything severe at this time. 74 in Neosho, cloudy, 77 in Pittsburgh, 77 in Webb City, 77 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 6:39.
Ellen Nichols suffers from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Ellen Nichols has attacked President Trump on social media, even posting that Trump is, quote, a vulgar, adulterating, bullying, mob-connected scam artist, end quote. That's because Ellen Nichols is a woke liberal who has donated thousands to groups pushing radical ideas, like supporting George Floyd protests, attacking our gun rights, and pushing abortions. Ellen Nichols. She's just too woke for Missouri.
Show Me Values PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this ad. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
The Wisdom of the Praying Mantis, Chapter 2.
I will jump into the road,
said the adolescent insect.
No, young grasshopper, do not test the pavement, for you run the risk of being washed away in a hurricane. Car wash.
The praying mantis wisely replied.
I don't understand. How does this happen?
As the insects attempt to cross the grassless divide, a human comes along in an automobile. Many bugs then collide with what is called a bumper. The wise humans then wash away the splattered remains at a place called Hurricane Car Wash. They seem to like it very much. It has an app that allows them to buy memberships to this place and wash their cars as much as they like.
Say goodbye to bug guts at Hurricane Car Wash. Get unlimited daily washes in the soft touch or touch-free bays 24/7 at all 3 of their locations. Download the Touch 4 Wash app today or find out more at hurricanecarwash.net. When the only thing strong enough to fight the dirt is a hurricane. Hurricane Car Wash.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com. 1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them.
Good morning, everybody. Doc is here. Good morning, Doc.
Hey, Doc. And it's on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. There you are, Sarisa.
Eileen said, Ted, I was here in West Virginia in last week's 7 tornadoes. I was used to it, but some communities got hit bad. Oh, Eileen, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you okay? Do you have family there? Is that why you were there? Are they okay? It's terrible. It's hard. Things like that are hard, in my opinion, frankly, because you have no one to blame. When weather hits, who do you blame? Who do you point at? Who do you say, wow, they dropped the ball? No one. I guess God. But, that doesn't tend to bode well for people.
For honest news, truthful news on News Talk, KZRG. Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
6:42 is the KZRG news time.
Oh, go ahead and stretch. Make it sound even more like you're stretching.
Give it a little stretch.
All right, now continue.
All right. If you missed the last segment, it was 99% Steve. I was taking a cat nap underneath the studio board, so just waking up right now. Good news is it's Friday, right, Steve?
Oh, yeah, it's Friday, and the better news is the heat is going to be going bye-bye for at least a couple of 3 days,
nice.
Starting after today.
Now, you say a couple of 3 days.
After the day.
Does that mean 6 days, 2 sets of 3?
At least Saturday and Sunday. Monday, it's not going to be as hot as it has been, but it's still going to be a little bit warmer than what it is over the weekend. Now, today we've got a chance of showers and thunderstorms. In fact, we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms right now throughout the four-state area. The heaviest rain is from Nevada, Fort Scott area up to around Kansas City. That's all moving to the east, southeast. We've got a little bit of rain about to enter the Joplin area from the west, and that'll be happening here in just a little bit. Nothing severe, not expecting anything severe. High today, 95, with the heat index as high as 110, between 105 and 110 throughout the area. Tomorrow, sunny, high in the low 80s, like 82 to 84. And then up mid to upper 80s on Sunday, high of 88. But then the low 90s are coming back on Monday with the sunshine. But at least the weekend's going to be nice and cool. We're going to be talking to KZRG meteorologist Ray Stagik at 7:25 and get his scoop on all this.
KZRG News Time, 6:45. Well, just yesterday, Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley introduced the No Cash Prizes for Bureaucrats Act to remove what he alleges to be loopholes in existing law so that career federal employees can use their government position to apply for cash prizes and grants, things of that nature. And if you're starting to see a theme and you think to yourself, boy, isn't that what Dr. Anthony Fauci did? The answer is yes. And if you think to yourself, boy, this seems pretty inspired by the Dr. Anthony Fauci thing, the answer is yes. This is 100% of response to Dr. Anthony Fauci. Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley sort of blew the lid off of the situation in which Anthony Fauci, while a government employee, had directed people underneath him, not literally, but people that he oversaw and managed, to fill out grants on his behalf for cash prizes for his work in science and research and medicine and things like that.
Now, would this be like Nobel Prizes or something?
Yeah, basically. I mean, not the actual Nobel Prize, but that style of thing.
Okay.
So very basically, here's a government employee that commissioned another government employee who is paid by you, the taxpayer, and use that person's time and resources to fill out grants like the Nobel Peace Prize. And that money didn't go to the government. That money didn't go to these departments to help the American people. That money went to Dr. Anthony Fauci. So you, the taxpayer, paid an employee to fill out an application to give Dr. Anthony Fauci money. That's pretty much the train of logic there.
That kind of sounds like insider trading, but in a different venue.
Not really. I mean, insider trading is you're using information that the general public doesn't have to bet on stocks and get a leg up on things. To me, this is more like he was abusing government resources. He had someone, a government resource, an employee. He had that person that was paid by you and I to do something for personal reasons.
But he was doing things to make it where the person could apply.
He was what?
He was doing things to make it to where he would qualify for those grants, so that he would have the federal employee, to go ahead and fill out the application after he did certain things to try to get the grant.
Yeah, from what I could tell, the things he was doing was just what he was already doing around the COVID-19. It's not like he was like, I have insider information knowing they're going to be changing the Pell Grant requirements, and I'm gonna do things differently that nobody else knows.
Or maybe 6-foot distances between people, or maybe...
Did you know that the new Pell Grant says that anyone that really pushes for 6-foot distancing, social distancing, is going to get extra money? Nobody but me knows that, so I'm going to start doing that would be inside trade. None of that was the case.
I still remember having to go to the grocery store and having one-way aisles that you had to go down.
Unpopular opinion, I actually liked that. I'm just going to say it. There are so many people that are socially inept and dumb that park their cart in the middle of the aisle, or somebody's going one direction and somebody else decides they're going too slow, so they go next to them in the same direction, and now they just create a wall of cart, and now nobody can move. So ridiculous.
It's called a passing lane.
There's no passing lanes in a grocery store aisle.
Oh,
there's
yes,
two lanes.
There's
not.
It's a passing lane.
There's
yes,
one
there
direction and there's the other direction. There's no passing lane. All right. I liked that. I liked the one-way direction.
Boy,
aisles.
you are weird.
I loved them. I thought
hated
it was great.
it.
Well, there you go. What are your thoughts on the one direction lane?
Was that our new question of the day?
New question of the day. Let us know. Text us at 417-782-1310. I'm anti-passing lanes in grocery store aisles. Anyway, I want to play for you a clip here of Josh Hawley sort of lighting a fire under Anthony Fauci's little booty there about this very issue. Take a listen to this. This was during the Senate hearing.
You got rich while people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally. Cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you? That's a question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
To be honest, I don't know why Anthony Fauci said that so often. He should have just recorded himself saying it once and then just played the audio off of his cell phone into the microphone 110 times.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
It would have been much more effective for him. But anyway, so yeah, that's the idea. It's the idea that these government bureaucrats are technically eligible for some of these grants in science and innovation and things like that. And if that's the case, and in Dr. Anthony Fauci's case, alleged by Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley, he used government employees to fill them out for him. We were essentially paying for someone to fill out Fauci's grants. How is that fair to you and I and the use of tax money?
Not very well to me.
No, doesn't seem like it. Now, if this bill would pass that Josh Hawley is suggesting, the No Cash Prizes for Bureaucrat Act, what it would do is remove existing loopholes to the general prohibitions against federal employees receiving lucrative financial awards with high honors in things like medicine and scientific research. This would ensure that cash prizes like the ones Dr. Fauci received are prohibited. That is the first thing, according to Josh Hawley, it would do. Second thing, strengthen the rule that the NIH employees cannot use their position to solicit, induce, or coerce lucrative awards to enrich themselves. And it would strengthen the rule that NIH employees cannot use their official duty time or a subordinate's official duty time to solicit, induce, or coerce lucrative awards to enrich themselves. To me, that's the big one. The fact that they were using government employees and government resources to fill something like a personal thing out. That's why, like, we already have rules like this in existence in other branches of government. If you have an elected official with a staff that the government pays for, that staff isn't allowed to run their reelection campaign. It's got to be two different things, because that's not fair. Because then this government employee, this elected official, basically has a free staff for reelection. That gives them a huge leg up compared to the individual that is running against them, who has to pay for their staff, who has to get money for that. So they keep those things separate. They keep the election campaign very, very separate from their official government duties. I don't see why it's unheard of or ridiculous to do the same with, like, the NIH. You should keep your personal cash prizes separate from your official government duties. I think that's a great line to draw.
Make it where the only way they get them is wait until they're out of office.
Or they themselves have to fill it out.
Yeah, it's true.
Like what Hawley said, you're not allowed to use subordinates on government time, on the government dime, to fill out a personal application on your behalf to make more than $1 million. Doesn't sound crazy to me.
Not to me either.
What are your thoughts, though? Does it sound crazy to you? Text us at 417-782-1310. KZRG News Time, 6:52.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A federal appeals court ruling that the Trump administration cannot deny migrants detained inside the U.S. a chance to release on bond. This was a 2-1 decision from the Ninth Circuit of Appeals in San Francisco.
Number 2.
Both Missouri and Kansas could soon be losing millions of dollars in SNAP funding due to a new provision taking effect under the One Big Beautiful Bill. The new rules say that states that have a SNAP error rate of over 6% lose their federal funding. Kansas has an error rate of 9.4%, Missouri 8.6%.
Number 1.
Don't forget, you can get all your election information on KZRG's election headquarters. Things like amendment language, sample ballots, who's running for what, and more. Go to newstalkkzrg.com/election.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on gas prices right now? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. What are your thoughts on the gas prices right now? They're pretty high. What was the lowest you saw, Steve?
$359.9 this morning on the way in.
That was the lowest you've seen?
Yeah, the highest I saw was $372.9.
It's just insane. What are your thoughts? Text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up, Sean Hannity's Morning Minute. You can tune in to Sean every single weekday starting at 2 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend. Promising some big changes in humidity and temperatures. Still in the mid-90s today. Heat index still around 105. Any showers, thunder showers end this morning. As we go through tonight, there still may be a shower early, then clearing overnight, 70. Tomorrow, partial sun, comfortable and breezy, low 80s, sunny 87 Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic in the KZRG Storm Center.
Can you believe politicians nearly doubled state spending since 2019? Yeah, that's twice the rate of inflation.
What do we get for all that extra spending? Nothing.
Yeah, and get this, over 200 loopholes are buried in our tax code, written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Hello.
Teresa said, y'all are doing it wrong. You're supposed to speed up when you walk over the arrow on the floor. Yeah, it's sort of like in Mario Kart. That's a booster. You see the arrow on the grocery store floor, you just start sprinting. Hey, Avery, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I bet Fauci isn't the only one who's done that grant gift stuff. I'd be surprised if that's not a common thing in government positions. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I don't know how many grants there are for politics. I think it would probably just be for like science and research, right?
Should be.
I mean, there are scientific grants. Are there political grants? I haven't heard of that before. There might be.
Well, the Nobel Peace Prize, but that's not that technically is a grant, but it's not.
Yeah, but that goes to scientists and all sorts of people.
Well, it went to Obama.
Well, yeah, it also went to Jimmy Carter, but it also went to the guy do you know who the Nobel Peace Prize is named after?
Nobel.
Yes. Do you know what he did? He invented dynamite. Yeah. So
see, I knew that. I actually knew that.
So it's not just politicians.
Yeah, he even made a statement for an actor back in the 70s and 80s. Dynamite! That's from Good Times, the TV show.
Classic. Truly topical reference.
Summer heat, heavy loads, long miles. Your truck can't afford to slow down.
Yeah, Nihon Hidokio won it for his work in nuclear work. Nargis Mohammadi for oppression and for women. It's not a political thing. That's like a social thing, though. Civil liberties. For the efforts to safeguard freedom of expression. So none of these are elected officials. Most of these people are social issues. The World Food Program got it. To efforts to combat hunger, not an elected official. The National Dialogue Quartet received it for its decisive contribution to the building of the pluralistic democracy of Tanzania in the wake of the Jasmine Revolution of 2012. So again, not an elected official. So it just kind of goes to anyone, really.
Your morning espresso starts right here.
It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Dr. Fauci's time as top-paid government official, health official in the country, and what an egomaniac narcissist he comes off as. I mean, the ramblings of somebody so self-obsessed, so fame-hungry. Pride preceded the fall. Unbelievable. For example, big front-page article of me in the Washington Post. Very, very flattering. The situation with my national and international fame is explosive. Really unimaginable. Why would this be his top priority and Americans are dying? I'm the most famous and talked about person in the country. And he included a, quote, petition to make me the sexiest man alive. Millions of people idolizing me.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
Right, everybody cares about health, wellness, fitness, nutrition, and so many of us are guessing our way through our health, guessing what foods to eat, what supplements to take, wondering why some things make us feel better than others. Now, that's where Viome comes in. It's a simple, at-home gut health test that uses advanced RNA technology. It analyzes your gut microbiome to understand how your body is truly functioning in this moment. And from there, Viome then creates a personalized food and supplement plan designed specifically for your body. Right, Linda? You've been doing this.
I have been doing it, and the test is easy. It's got great steps. It walks you right through. It's easy to do. You can send it right in.
Take the guesswork out of it. Get real data. Go to VIOME/Hannity. VIOME.com/Hannity today. And when you follow their plan, you can expect better digestion, more energy, improved mood. Stop guessing. Start knowing.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG and weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin, a free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 7 o'clock.
It's the next phase for post-war Gaza. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. An agreement President Trump's Board of Peace has worked out with Hamas, though there's no official reaction from Israel.
Hamas appears ready, or at least willing, to lay down their arms as long as Israel agrees to finally leave the Gaza Strip. President Trump has announced this agreement is a critical step towards Gaza finally being governed by a new Palestinian government that will work closely with the Board of Peace to help the Palestinian people. At the same time, Israel will have the security it deserves, with Gaza no longer used as a base for terror attacks.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. We may hear more from the president about this deal nearly 3 years after the Hamas terror attack that triggered Israel's war in Gaza, when he holds a cabinet meeting at Camp David in Maryland at 11 a.m. Eastern. The president may also talk about the Iran conflict. Oil prices have been up slightly this morning. Their surge since the conflict started has made oil companies big profits. Chevron's earnings more than quadrupled last quarter compared to a year ago to $12 billion. ExxonMobil's doubled to $14 billion. There's a border crisis overseas. At least 18 migrants have died as thousands flock to Spain, fleeing Morocco, where police have used water cannons and fired warning shots to prevent crossings into the Spanish territory of Ceuta.
Migrants by the thousands surged by land and sea from Morocco into the territory, swimming or floating on inner tubes from the Moroccan side, while others broke through a gate on land and just ran into the city, with the Interior Ministry vowing to deport those who do cross illegally.
Fox's Kevin Cork. It's been 6 months since Nancy Guthrie was abducted in Arizona. She's still missing.
Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano says a hair sample did not yield a DNA sample of a possible suspect. Local investigators, along with the FBI, sent the recovered sample to a California lab for examination, but came up empty-handed. Investigators are continuing to work and analyze evidence collected in Guthrie's home.
Chris DeMeo, America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG, heat advisory in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. It's going to be as high as 95 with the heat index, as high as 110. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic. Following sports, that'll be at 7:08. Cloudy with some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the area. 74 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 78 in Galena, 78 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG. Kansas needs some help.
Well, Governor Laura Kelly officially asking FEMA for some federal funds related to storm damage that parts of the area saw last month. There's 30 counties in total in her request for a major presidential disaster declaration, and that does include Cherokee and Crawford counties, all after the wind, hail, and flooding damage we saw between June 4th and June 15th. Kelly says it's critical federal resources are made available so that the communities there can rebuild and get the support they need as those recovery efforts continue. I'm Cy Albright, News on KZRG.
Missouri could face millions in SNAP costs.
Missouri could be on the hook for millions of dollars in food assistance costs under changes included in the federal One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Beginning in 2027, states with SNAP payment error rates of 6% or higher will be required to cover part of the program's benefit costs. Missouri's latest error rate was nearly 8.7%, above the federal threshold that triggers penalties. State leaders have time to lower that rate before the changes take effect. Matt Pilger, Missouri Net.
Neosho's going to be celebrating National Night Out Tuesday night. Neosho Public Information Officer Jessica Johnson tells News Talk KZRG.
We are doing a open swim at the Neosho Municipal Pool from 7 to 9 p.m. It's open to the first 200 people because we do have some capacities that we're working with, but in great work by our police department staff, we are going to have multiple bounce houses, water slides, water effect bounce houses out in the parking lot.
They're going to be cooking up some hamburgers and hot dogs. They're also going to be passing out some drinks. Again, the event starts at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 78. It's 7:05. News Talk, KZRG.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is backing President Trump's call to keep the Senate in session through August to pass the SAVE Act. Hawley, a sponsor of the bill, is requiring proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. Says he also is open to changing the filibuster rules to get it passed.
In Missouri, we have voter ID. We put it into our law ourselves as state voters. We've had it for years. It works fantastic. And you know what? It works well in 37 other states, including some Democrat states.
If you spotted futuristic-looking cars gliding along Route 66 the past couple of days, you were not imagining it. More than 40 collegiate teams brought their solar-powered vehicles to Carthage, which served as the finish line for Stage 2 of the Electric American Solar Challenge. That's a race that covers more than 1,500 miles from Minneapolis to Amarillo. The vehicles are powered by energy collected from rooftop solar panels, with teams balancing speed, battery life, and cloud cover all along the way. How'd the Cardinals do yesterday? Joe Morgan's got the answer.
The Royals couldn't squeeze out a win yesterday, dropping a 4-3 nail-biter to the Twins. The main highlight for Kansas City came in the third when Jack Callejon launched a home run to tie things up at 2, but the offense stalled out from there. The Royals look to bounce back tonight as they head to Colorado to take on the Rockies. First pitch is set for 7:40. Over in St. Louis, the Cardinals fell short in extra innings, losing 4-2 to the Chicago Cubs. Rookie J.J. Weatherholt provided a spark with a game-tying solo shot in the 7th.
Pitch is hit high and deep to right field. He got it! Yes, he did! Weatherholt has tied the game!
But an Alex Bregman double in the 10th sealed it for Chicago. Redbirds hit the road for Toronto tonight. Game time is 6:07. Catch that game on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news, 7:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Showers, thunder showers left over this morning. They're becoming partly sunny and still hot today. We're up to 95. Feels like 105. Tonight, maybe a shower around early 70. Partial sun, low 80s tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather's a service of Indigo Sky Casino. When looking for a delicious chef-created meal and fine wine and spirits, visit Shawano Steak and Spirits and turn your evening into an unforgettable experience. See IndigoSkyCasino.com for details.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing some scattered showers and thunder showers right now throughout the 4 states. Heaviest rain extending from around Stockton to just to the north of Lamar through the Sheldon area, back up to Nevada, up to around Kansas City, and also still around the Fort Scott area. We've got one shower with some thunder in it, possibly just north of Carl Junction. It's all moving to the southeast. In Joplin, you should be getting in some of the light rain here within the next 15 to 20 minutes. Also, some heavier rain beginning to move into just to the south of Commerce and Miami, Oklahoma. It is cloudy. It's 74 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 78 in Carl Junction, 78 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 7:08.
Former Eastern District Jasper County Commissioner Jim Honey.
Brent's, had a job with the state for a lot of years. I just think that he's ready to serve the county, serve the people of Jasper County. Everyone in this area will be, he will be liked. There'd be no doubt about it that he will be that person or would be that person.
Paid for by Citizens for Brent Hensley, Randy Wilson, Treasurer.
Tinkles, Ace Hardware, they've got what you need there. They'll make you feel welcome and help you get the job done.
Is that the smell of victory? At Hinkle's Ace Hardware, we know that every great backyard hero needs the right tools. That's why we've stocked up on the biggest names in the game, from the iconic sear of a Weber to the ceramic versatility of the Big Green Egg. Looking for that wood-fired flavor? Check out our selection of Traeger and our newest line, RecTech pellet grills. And don't forget the secret ingredient. We have a massive wall of unique spices, sauces, and rubs from brands like Bear & Burton and Meat Church that you won't find anywhere else. And here's the best part. We offer free delivery and free assembly on all grills, $3.99 and up. Shop with the experts in-store at Hinkle's Ace Hardware or browse the full lineup online at acehardware.com. At Hinkle's, we build it, we bring it, you just grill it.
Neighbors helping neighbors. Hinkle's Ace Hardware Store.
Ellen Nichols suffers from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Ellen Nichols has attacked President Trump on social media, even posting that Trump is, quote, a vulgar, adulterating, bullying, mob-connected scam artist, end quote. That's because Ellen Nichols is a woke liberal who has donated thousands to groups pushing radical ideas, like supporting George Floyd protests, attacking our gun rights, and pushing abortions. Ellen Nichols. She's just too woke for Missouri.
Show Me Values PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this ad. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
News, weather, politics. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
7:12 is the KZRG News Time. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG. Hey, don't forget the KZRG election headquarters. It is up, it is running, it is free, it is for you to get informed and feel confident when you walk into the voting booth next Tuesday, August 4th. That's the big election day. Of course, early voting's been early, and I know the likes of Sean Hannity, who joins us every single weekday starting at 2. He's a big fan of the bank your vote philosophy. Me, on the other hand, I'm an election day purist. I show up on election day the way our founding fathers intended.
I'd rather not bank it. I'd rather do it at the place you're supposed to vote. I mean, banks aren't really voting centers. No.
What else you got? No. No, crickets are for as a passive response. Boo is active. I want to actively make sure you know that I disapprove of that quote-unquote joke, Stephen.
You disapprove of this joke. By the way, do you know where I store my dad jokes?
Where you? I'm assuming your head?
No, a data file.
That would have been funnier if you didn't mess it up. Anyway, how's the weather today, Steve?
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing some light to moderate rain beginning to fall around the Joplin Regional Airport and around Stone's Corner. That's moving towards Webb City. Nothing severe at this time. Joplin, actually, the one that was headed straight to the Joplin area is now beginning to move to the southern part of Joplin. It's starting about Main Street exit right now, and it's beginning to move farther to the southeast instead of to the east. Now, they've got scattered showers and thunder showers throughout the four-state area. It's going to continue throughout most of the day today. It's going to be mostly cloudy, then becoming partly sunny and hot. Actual high of around 95. Heat index values 105 to 110. Then tomorrow it's going to be cooler. The high only in the low to mid-80s with lots of sunshine. Mid to upper 80s on Sunday with lots of sunshine. KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic will give us the deets on that at 7:25 this morning.
Well, just yesterday, President Donald Trump announced the Freedom Hall Initiative, which is an initiative to replace illegal migrants who are getting their CDL license from California and New York State and stuff like that, replace them as truck drivers and replace them with United States veterans. Now, the initiative will make those who have driven a heavy truck for the military automatically eligible for a commercial driver's license within 2 years of the end of their service. And for those veterans that didn't drive a truck in the military, they are on a fast track system under this new directive, which could essentially make military veterans be able to get a CDL license within just a couple of weeks. I would explain this to you, but honestly, let's let President Donald Trump explain it himself. Take a listen to this.
As we get illegal aliens off the roads today, we're also taking action to replace these unqualified migrant truck drivers with highly qualified American veterans. Under our brand new Freedom Hall, as we call it, Freedom Haulers initiative, any American who has driven a heavy truck for our military will automatically be eligible for a commercial driver's license. And it's good paying jobs too. Any veteran with a heavy vehicle experience from the military will now be eligible to skip redundant road tests to obtain a commercial driver's license. We're going to make it as easy as possible for the veterans within 2 years following their active duty service. And for the veterans where no truck, where you have a situation where you have not truck drivers in the military, where you don't have truck drivers, they're going to be given a very quick pass. We're going to teach them. They're going to learn. If they didn't drive a truck in the military, but they're going to learn, and they're going to learn very quickly, and they'll be licensed in a matter of a few weeks, I think it is. They're going to take about 3 or 4 weeks of training. 34 states have joined this initiative, including Indiana, Wyoming, Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Florida, and Maryland are joining us just today. And many of the representatives and leaders from those states are with us. It's actually a very big deal. This is a big deal. We believe that all 50 states and Washington, D.C. should join us in supporting these great veterans. And frankly, some of the states didn't know about it. They heard about it today, and I think they're all going to be signing up. Data shows that truck drivers who are veterans account for 42% fewer accidents. Think of that, 42%. And that number, they say, is a very minimal number, even as they drive the double the number of miles of non-veteran drivers.
So, hey, that's pretty cool, right?
I think it's great, and I bet you the veterans can even read English and read road signs.
Hey, you know what? I'm willing to take that action. I bet that's true, Steve. Bet that's true. But honestly, let's face it. Look, if they're skilled enough to drive a truck in the military, why can't they drive it on civilian roads?
That's true.
I mean, that makes sense to me. And this is a great example of, in my mind, the government doing what it should be doing. Instead of making new laws and trying to tell people how to run their business. They're not saying you're now legally required to hire veterans. You're not they're not trying to take anything over. They're just saying, hey, look, let's just use logic and reason here. If you're good enough to drive a truck in the military, you're good enough to drive a truck on civilian roads. Let's just fast track these licenses. The government isn't trying to stick their nose into somewhere it doesn't belong. It is simply saying, what do we have control of? Well, we have control of the licensing process. The licensing process for things like CDLs is our doing. That is a law. That is a rule. We have control of it. Let's fix the rule. Let's adjust the rules slightly to make it even easier for veterans to get a job, good-paying jobs, as President Trump had noted, and let's help these guys out. I think that's awesome. I think that's a great way and a fantastic example to wield government power without overstepping or being overbearing, without overcomplicating things, while simultaneously simplifying things for veterans in a logical way. If they're good enough to drive it in the military, why can't they drive it on civilian roads?
And hopefully getting more illegal immigrants off of the truck driving routes.
Right, which, that's also part of it, too, exactly. This idea that, if there's a trucker shortage, so much so that companies have to hire any Tom, Dick, and Harry that walks through the door, some of which are illegal migrants. Hey, let's make it easier for veterans to become truck drivers, and let's boost the supply of truck drivers so these companies don't have such a desperate clamor to hire anyone.
And when you boost the supply, it makes it easier for them to get truck drivers hired.
Right, exactly, which I think is awesome. I think that's awesome. Another great way, by the way, to get truck drivers off the road, I've said this before. Listen, why do illegal migrants come to America?
Why?
Is it the food? No.
No.
Is it because we treat them super nice? No. It's because there's economic opportunities here that they don't have in their home countries. They come here, they make money, way more money than they would make back home. They send some of the money home, or they just live slightly better lives here than they ever did in their nation of origin. They're not here because they like the food or the culture. They're here for the financial opportunities. Let's face it, that's the vast majority of them. So how do we make sure they don't come here? Cut off the supply of financial opportunity. Here's how you do it, in my mind, is any company that hires an illegal migrant gets charged $10,000 per illegal migrant. Let me tell you something. That'll make these companies crack down really, really hard on their hiring processes and make sure that they vet every potential employee and make sure that they're U.S. citizens and not illegal migrants. Hit these companies where their wallets are. Or, wait, no. Hit them where it hurts, which is their wallets. There it is. That's the
Why
phrase.
not penalize the states that issue the illegal driver's license?
Sure, that's another great idea. Yeah, it all comes down to finances. If you start penalizing these companies or these states financially, I think that they would start cracking down on their hiring process, or in the state's case, in their licensing process. And I think that would make it much more difficult for an illegal migrant to get financial opportunities, which is the whole reason why they're here. And I think if you do that on a long enough timeline, in theory, potentially they'll just stop coming here. Because again, they're not coming here for our food. They're not coming here because we're like, oh my God, we love you. Come hang out with us. They're coming here for financial opportunities and probably education opportunities. I can see that too.
And they're even coming for Learing centers.
And Learing centers, exactly. Educational opportunities.
Yeah, Learing centers.
KZRG News Time, 7:21.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A federal appeals court ruling that the Trump administration cannot deny migrants detained inside the U.S. a chance for release on bond. This was a 2-1 decision from the Ninth Circuit of Appeals in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Number 2.
Both Missouri and Kansas could soon be losing millions of dollars in SNAP funding due to new provisions taking effect under the One Big Beautiful Bill. The new rules say that states that have a SNAP error rate of over 6% lose their federal funding. Kansas has an error rate of 9.4%, Missouri 8.6%.
Number 1.
Don't forget, you can get all your election information on KZRG's election headquarters. Things like amendment language, sample ballots, who's running for what, and more. Go to newstalkKZRG.com/election.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on gas prices right now? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up, we'll look at weekday weather on News Talk KZRG.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's a cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend. Promising some big changes in humidity and temperatures. Still in the mid-90s today. Heat index still around 105. Any showers, thunder showers end this morning. As we go through tonight, there still may be a shower early, then clearing overnight, 70. Tomorrow, partial sun, comfortable and breezy, low 80s, sunny 87 Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic in the KZRG Storm Center.
Roger Koch for State Representative.
I grew up in Carl Junction. I fought for this country. A teacher, coach, and now help veterans with their mental health at the Ozark Center. I've always found a way to serve, and I want to represent the good people of District 162. I want to protect the good life we enjoy here in Southwest Missouri. I'm asking for your vote. Roger that.
Paid for by Veterans for Roger Koch, Victoria Ailes, CPA Treasurer.
Uh-oh, the power's out. My phone's at 2%.
Everyone, stay calm.
Daniel, you're the only one screaming.
I know. I can't find my flashlight, beef jerky, or emergency storm Crocs.
Dad must have found everything, because now he's in there negotiating with the breaker box. Mom's hiding by the refrigerator trying to keep the cold air from escaping. Your point? We're not losing a single chicken nugget.
Wait, what's that beautiful sound?
The lights are back. The air conditioner is working. The nuggets are saved.
Folks, summer storms around here can knock your power out faster than Jenna can empty the snack cabinet.
Hey!
And the heat can make your house feel hotter than going down the metal slide in elementary school.
That's why IPOC Electric and Solar installs dependable whole home generators so your family stays cool, comfortable, and powered up when storms roll through. No more flashlight scavenger hunts. No more charging your phone in the truck.
Call IPOC Electric and Solar today.
When the power goes out, don't sweat it. Just IPOC it.
IPOC Electric and Solar, keeping your family and business powered through every storm.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
The simplest thing we ask of anyone we hire is that they show up, whether that's an employee at work, a painter for our home, or our elected officials. So why is our state senator Joe Carter missed over 40
So he said, Joe, are you still anti-Hawaiian shirts? Is the floral pattern too girly? Listen, everyone knows as a point of fact that real men wear pink.
From Victoria's Secret, in fact.
If you're wearing Victoria's Secret pink products, Steve,
I'm not. You might be, but I'm not, because you.
I would
like
be a
girl
little bit nervous for you, friend, if that's the case. Real men wear pink, and then when people say you're wearing pink, real men say, it's not pink, it's salmon. It's totally different.
It's peach.
Yeah, it's peach.
2.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. It's the KZRG Morning Newswatch on News Talk KZRG.
Just before 7:30. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. And on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG.
KZRG storm tracker radar showing some light to moderate rain that's extending from around Stockton down to around Lamar, down to around Carthage, and actually Webb City to Carthage right now. Then it goes down to around Baxter Springs, down to around Miami, and also down to around Veneta. Now, it's all moving to the east, southeast. And KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic is on the line with us. Ray, is this rain going to continue throughout the day today?
No, I think we're seeing just the last couple of hours of it. The showers do extend back to the west and north, but they're more scattered to isolated than anything else. None severe, so you may throw the wipers on for a brief period of time here with the showers coming through town as we speak, and probably going to be out of it. So that's the good thing. But the bad thing is that we've got the heat and we've got the humidity, and now we do have, kicking in at noon, a heat advisory and even some extreme heat warnings just to our west. So hot and humid weather expected after the rain showers push on through.
Now, what about extreme cool advisories for like the next couple of days?
Well, it doesn't.
Hey, I gave you a new term. I got you to laugh. Thank you.
Yeah, you did. That was good. Extreme cool. I was like, nah, maybe not extreme cool, but we do have maybe a little bit not as hot weather on the way. Today we could actually get into the upper 90s, and it's going to feel like 105 to maybe even 110 plus at times. That's when you factor in the humidity. So, the body is not allowed to cool with the additional moisture in the air and the humidity. That's basically what it is. So that's why you do feel hotter. But as I'd mentioned, this boundary will go through, and it does look like we are going to get into, well, not extreme cool, but temperatures coming down a little bit as we get into the month of August tomorrow. How about middle 80s tomorrow. So about 85 degrees. Yeah, that's going to be real nice. Now, the key to the forecast, too, is that it'll be a northwest breeze, and it'll be much less humid, too. You will feel the difference, I promise. Same thing in the morning hours on Sunday in the mid-60s, sunny 88 in the afternoon. However, we reset, and as we get into next week, especially middle of next week, here come the upper 90s once again. So, I mean, it's August. We should expect this, right? So we get these little kind of cool downs, the extreme cool, right, as you like to say, but it does look like we'll rebound back into the heat and dry weather next week.
Well, hey, we have a heat index issue today, maybe a cool index tomorrow, but that's not too bad of a thing.
No, it should be real nice for this weekend. Very comfortable. Enjoy it.
Excellent. Hey, Ray, thanks for that insight.
Okay.
We'll talk to you again soon. That was a little look at weekday weather here on News Talk KZRG. Coming up in less than 3 minutes. Data centers in other states are getting as warm a welcome as they are in Missouri, i.e., not really at all. That's coming up in less than 3 minutes. Good morning.
At 7:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
U.S. weapons supply.
Gaza peace deal update.
Data center pushback.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Heat advisory starts at noon, goes until 8 tonight. 95 for the high today. Could feel as high as 105 to 110 or even higher. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic. Following sports, that'll be at 7:38. Cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms right now with 74 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 78 in Carthage, 78 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9, News Talk, KZRG.
Pentagon officials are pushing back against reports of dwindling U.S. munitions as the war with Iran continues.
The Center for Strategic and International Studies issued a report cautioning about the depletion of some key U.S. weapons, including Patriot missiles and other interceptors, saying the levels of some of them at less than half of what they were pre-Iran war. Pentagon spokesman pushed back against the report, saying the U.S. has everything it needs to execute all orders of the president. The State Department announcing up to $15 million reward for any financial disruptions of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. That includes targeting and disrupting phony front companies used to fund Iran's Guard.
A potential breakthrough in the Gaza conflict could be on the horizon. With the story, Peter Ducey.
Hamas appears ready, or at least willing, to lay down their arms as long as Israel agrees to finally leave the Gaza Strip. President Trump has announced this agreement is a critical step towards Gaza finally being governed by a new Palestinian government that will work closely with the Board of Peace to help the Palestinian people. At the same time, Israel will have the security it deserves, with Gaza no longer used as a base for terror attacks. This is a major milestone in the implementation of the Trump 20-point plan. The agreement will be carried out in carefully structured phases. As disarmament is completed, Israeli forces will withdraw, and the International Stabilization Force will work with the new Palestinian police force to take responsibility for Gaza being safe for its residents and its neighbors.
The state of Oregon's governor says she's canceling the sale of state-owned land that's the site of a proposed data center.
Governor Tina Kotek says she's ordering the state to withdraw the sale of 32 acres in Salem, Oregon, where a California company wants to build a controversial $5 billion data center. She said it's her, quote, responsibility to make sure state actions reflect Oregon's values and serve the public interest. Veris, the Silicon Valley company behind the center, says it intends to proceed with the project anyway and called Kotek's actions disappointing. Last year, Veris signed a non-disclosure agreement with Salem officials, but people who live there were outraged to learn of the project when the non-disclosure was lifted earlier this month. Dozens of people testified against the center at a city council meeting this week. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Cloudy, scattered showers, 78, 7:33. News Talk, KZRG.
Nearly all of Rich Hill's fire department has resigned.
About a dozen firefighters quit nearly immediately after the city council there appointed a new fire chief, claiming he lacks key fire service qualifications and incident command experience. Those former firefighters in the town of about 1,200 there north of Nevada also allege that the appointment is a conflict of interest because his wife serves as the president of the city council. I'm Cy Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Finally, a system replacing Missouri's temp tags when buying a vehicle is due to roll out in mid-February of next year. Missouri Department of Revenue Director Trish Vincent says the new system will close a loophole that resulted in vehicle sales tax going uncollected.
The dealer, when you buy a car, will collect the sales tax for us right then and there, along with, and a lot of people maybe finance the sales tax too sometimes.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Cloudy, scattered rain, 78. It is 7:35 News Talk, KZRG.
The Kansas City Chiefs will keep bringing training camp to Northwest Missouri through at least 2031. Bill Pollock with more.
Even though the Chiefs are building a new stadium in Kansas along with a new headquarters and training facility in Olathe, they're sticking with St. Joseph for training camp as the team opens its 16th camp in St. Joe. Team president Mark Donovan says the Chiefs have committed to holding camp there for another 5 years.
When we first signed this deal, there were a lot of questions on if we were going to be here for 5 years, be here 16 years later and say we're still here and we still enjoy it and it still works for us.
Camp runs through August 20th.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man swinging back into the theaters.
Spider-Man, brand new day, sees Tom Holland's Peter Parker 4 years after the events of No Way Home, and Peter is now an adult living entirely alone. No MJ, no one, after having voluntarily erased himself from the lives and memories of those he loves. Crime fighting in a New York that no longer knows his name, but as the demands on him intensify.
I'm sorry, but you're in danger. What? I promised you that I would keep you safe. Please, you just have to trust me. Come on. Fine.
The pressure sparks a surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence, even as a strange new pattern of crimes give rise to one of the most powerful threats he's ever faced. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
The Royals on the losing side of things yesterday. Joe Morgan's got the story.
The Royals couldn't squeeze out a win yesterday, dropping a 4-3 nail-biter to the Twins. The main highlight for Kansas City came in the third when Jack Callione launched a home run to tie things up at 2, but the offense stalled out from there. The Royals look to bounce back tonight as they head to Colorado to take on the Rockies. First pitch is set for 7:40. Over in St. Louis, the Cardinals fell short in extra innings, losing 4-2 to the Chicago Cubs. Rookie J.J. Weatherholt provided a spark with a game-tying solo shot in the 7th.
Pitch is hit high and deep to right field. He got it! Yes, he did! Weatherholt has tied the game!
But an Alex Bregman double in the 10th sealed it for Chicago. Redbirds hit the road for Toronto tonight. Game time is 6:07. Catch that game on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Pahorquez.
Next news, 8 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ray Stager.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's a cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend. Promising some big changes in humidity and temperatures. Still in the mid-90s today. Heat index still around 105. Any showers, thunder showers end this morning. As we go through tonight, there still may be a shower early, then clearing overnight, 70. Tomorrow, partial sun, comfortable and breezy, low 80s, sunny 87 Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic in the KZRG Storm Center.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing scattered showers and thunder showers throughout the 4 states. They're all moving to the east-southeast. 74 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 78 in Columbus, 78 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time going on 7:39.
I'm Annie Harkrader Golden, and I'm running for Jasper County Recorder of Deeds. For over 5 years, I've worked hard to protect the records that matter most to Jasper County families. As Jasper County Recorder of Deeds, I'll safeguard your property, marriage, and military service records. I'll also help residents learn about the programs and resources available to help protect their property from fraud. I'd appreciate your vote for Annie Harkrader Golden, Jasper County Recorder of Deeds, on August 4th. Paid for by Friends to elect Annie Harkrader Golden. Susan Harkrader, Treasurer.
Need medical care in Lamar? Access Family Care has you covered. We offer same-day medical appointments Monday through Thursday every week. Don't put it off. Go to accessfamilycare.org and request your appointment today. Dental pain can't wait? Act now. Access Family Care in Lamar is accepting new dental patients with short wait times. We accept all Missouri Medicaid plans. Go now to accessfamilycare.org and request your dental appointment today.
Wow, it's really hot out here.
Why don't you take your coat off? It's over 90 degrees today.
I can't. It's stuck.
Your coat is stuck?
And I think it's giving me a rash or something because I'm itching and stewing over here.
While you can beat the heat with shorts, sandals, and a trip to the pool, your dog is stuck wearing the same fur coat every day. That's why summer grooming at All Dogs Dream is so important. Professional grooming helps remove excess undercoat, allows the skin to breathe more easily, and helps keep your pet comfortable when temperatures start to climb. It's also a great time to catch fleas, ticks, and skin issues early. From relaxing spa packages to individual services like grooming, baths, and blowouts, All Dogs Dream has everything your pet needs to look, feel, and smell their best this summer. Find more information and book your dog's next grooming appointment online at alldogsdream.com. Let your dog stay, play, and learn with us at All Dogs Dream, just north of Neosho on Gateway Drive.
Goldilocks needed a dumpster. The first one she rented was too small.
My garage stuff won't fit.
The second dumpster was too big.
I don't own that much junk.
Then she found the yellow box from Big John's roll-off service.
This dumpster is just right.
Big John's.
Hey, I'm the Big John from Big John's Roll-Off Service.
And I'm the wife, Claire.
And our yellow box special gives you 15 to 20 yards of space and is the same footprint as a smaller box, but taller, so you can fit more.
It's perfect for garage cleanouts, home projects and remodels, moving, downsizing, or finally tackling that backyard pile you've been ignoring.
For just $400, you get 7 days of rental and the first 2,000 pounds of debris.
But we've only got 3 yellow boxes, so once they're booked, they're booked.
Reserve yours today at BigJohnsRolloff.com.
When you've got big waste, you need Big John's.
Big on service, big on savings. Big John's.
They call it controversy. I call it honesty. Hi, this is Vince Colonnese. Join me tonight at 8 right after Mark Levin on News Talk KZRG.
From Studio 1Z with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
7:42 Friday morning. A little bit of rain in the 4 states. Nothing too bad, though, right, Steve?
No, nothing severe either. The KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing the heaviest rain right now up around Stockton, over to around the Bolivar area, and then farther up to the north around Hermitage and up to around the Sedalia area at this point. We've got a cold front moving through, according to KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic. We've got some more showers back to probably about 2 counties to the west of the Butler, Bates County, Missouri area. But all this rain, as soon as it moves through, it's going to be getting sunny and hot, and this is going to add more humidity. Therefore, we have a heat advisory going into effect for today from noon until 8 o'clock tonight. High of around 95, could feel as high as 105 to 110, possibly a little bit higher in some spots. Good news is the cold front's going to go through, then it's going to be mostly clear tonight, down to 68 for the overnight low. Sunny tomorrow, sunny on Sunday, high only in the 80s, around 84, 85 on Saturday, 88 possible on Sunday, but then the 90s come back on Monday. But at least it's not going to be as high as it has been over the last few weeks.
Zimmer Storm Center app is a great way to follow along with all that. Totally free to download on the App Store or Google Play Store. Get you custom weather alerts, and you can also follow along with the KZRG Storm Tracker radar We have that very same technology baked into the Zimmer Storm Center app, so you can follow along with the radar. Even if you don't understand how to read weather, don't worry. It is so easy to understand, and at the very least, makes you look really smart. Be like, oh my gosh, is it gonna? What's the weather doing? Don't worry, babe. Let me pull out my storm tracker.
So that's how you do it, huh?
Works.
Makes you look smart. Makes you look what you say is good.
Listen, 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's get into some news here, shall we? Both Missouri and Kansas could soon be on the hook for millions of dollars to keep our food assistance programs funded for low-income families.
Oh, that's great. More spending that the governor has no control over.
Yeah. Now, what we're talking about here is SNAP, which is newspeak for food stamps. Food stamps is a federally funded program that is administered and run by the states, which makes it real nice and complicated. But very basically, a lot of our SNAP funding comes from the federal government for just states across the board. Now, a provision under President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, which passed last year, changes how the government funds SNAP programs for states. Starting in October of 2027, states with quote-unquote high payment error rates will have to cover the program's costs. Now, what I mean by that is if a state under the One Big Beautiful Bill has a SNAP payout error rate, if they mess up more than 6% of the time, sorry, Charlie, you don't get your money. Not from the federal government anyway. If you mess up more than 6% of the time, you do not get the federal funding. Now just the states have to do it. So let's take a look at these numbers. Based on the latest federal numbers, Kansas has a SNAP error rate of 9.44%. Under the One Big Beautiful Bill. Now, before that was fine. If you're at 9.44%, you still get the federal funding. Now, you can't be above 6%. So Kansas is now on the hook for funding their own SNAP program. But let's look at Missouri. Missouri's slightly better. Missouri, according to the latest federal numbers, is at 8.6% SNAP payout error rate.
Now, you know what those error rates mean, possible funding gap between Missouri and Kansas and the federal government, don't you?
No, what does it mean?
For Kansas could be responsible for $40 million in SNAP costs, while the state of Missouri, oh boy, $150 million they could be on the hook for, that the Congress or the legislature in Missouri and the governor would not have any control over. They'd have to come up with the money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's money that otherwise the federal government would have doled out to Missouri and Kansas. But under this One Big Beautiful Bill, no more money for Missouri. So that's what's going on. Now, again, this doesn't take into effect until 2027.
Yep. So we got one more year to get that rate down below 6%.
Otherwise, the states are going to have to start figuring it out. Now, I got to say, honestly, look, I know that this hurts Kansas and Missouri, or potentially could hurt Kansas and Missouri families, but honestly, I'm kind of okay with this. Like, this rule in the One Big Beautiful Bill kind of makes sense to me. I mean, listen, no program, government or private, could ever be 100% accurate. No. There's always going to be some failure rate. But 10% failure rate for our money, I didn't think was great. 6% is a little, to be honest, I would have been fine with like 7% error rate, maybe even 8% error rate. 6, fine. I'll take 6%. But listen, all this does is ensure that our states, Kansas and Missouri, Oklahoma and Arkansas, are watching our money like hawks, which is what you and I do for our actual money in our bank accounts. We watch it like hawks. Especially now that gas is nearly $4 in Missouri, which is absurd. Now more than ever are we watching our money and our spending. Guess what? In my banking, in my day-to-day life, I don't have a 10% error rate. I don't even have a 6% error rate. I'm accounting for every single dollar I spend because that's my money. It makes sense that we make sure that the government, our state government, that are our financial stewards of our money, i.e. taxpayer dollars, should have also the same sentiment of watching it like a hawk, of not having 10% error rates.
It's called the feds trying to get rid of some of the fraud that's been going on all across the country.
Yeah. Now, will it suck in the interim? Maybe.
Could.
It could. It absolutely could. Kansas and Missouri might be hurting for a little bit. But again, let's ask yourself this question. Were you okay with the state having a 10% miss rate on your money for SNAP benefits?
Nope.
I mean, I wasn't. Again, 6 might be a little bit, that might be a little slim for the state government. I'm okay with them missing 7% of the time. But 10%, I didn't like that at all.
Nope.
So anyway, we'll see what this turns into. What are your thoughts on this, though? I think reasonable minds can differ on this. So please text us at 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app. Another quick story we had for you this morning, a bit of an update. We've been following this all week. Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy's wife was shot in their Virginia home, and it turns out their 27-year-old son Elijah may have been the one to do the shooting. Now, I say may because innocent until proven guilty in this country.
That's correct.
And a quick little update for you here. Number one, she is still alive, so that's great. She was actually recently taken out of intensive care unit care, which means she's doing better. You know, they don't typically take people out of the ICU if they're doing worse.
No.
Generally speaking, so that's awesome. Another update for you here is 2 of Elijah Bieniemy's court appearances have now been delayed pending a mental health evaluation.
So they're checking to see if he's mentally able to stand trial.
I suppose so. Which
duh. Also could be used as a defense as well.
Totally could. But I don't think anyone that shoots their own mother is doing all that great mentally.
No.
There's probably something amiss there. There's probably something wrong there. So that's the big news for you this morning, is that 2 of his court appearances have now been delayed pending a mental health evaluation. I mean, I could have told you that, 2 days after the shooting happened. I could have told you that 2 hours after the shooting happened. Obviously, this kid is touched in the head somewhere.
Yes.
And now they're gonna do some sort of mental health evaluation. I don't know what that looks like. I imagine they're gonna hold up cards of ink blotches and go, "What does this look like to you?" And he's going to say,
it looks like Ted.
It looks like me shooting my mother several times in the back. No, the answer we were looking for was butterfly. That's a picture of a butterfly. Let's try another one, Elijah, shall we? So it's probably going to be something like that. But we'll have more updates for you as they become available. KZRG News Time 750.
And now, KZRG's Big 3 on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A federal appeals court ruling that the Trump administration cannot deny migrants detained inside the U.S. a chance for release on bond. This was a 2-1 decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco.
Number 2.
Both Missouri and Kansas could soon be losing millions of dollars in SNAP funding due to new provisions taking effect under the One Big Beautiful Bill. The new rules state that states that have a SNAP error rate of over 6% lose their federal funding. Kansas has an error rate of 9.4%, Missouri 8.6%.
Number 1.
Don't forget you can get all of your election information on KZRG's election headquarters. Things like amendment language, sample ballots, who's running for what, and more. Go to newstalkKZRG.com/election.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on gas prices right now? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page, News Talk KZRG on Facebook. What are your thoughts on gas prices? You can also text us at 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic message. Coming up, your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos on News Talk KZRG.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's a cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend, promising some big changes in humidity.
Good morning, everybody. The Leering Centers are where you send your Pokemon so they can learn to move Leer. Avery, I'm just going to be honest with you, man. That was far too gamer nerd for me. I'm sorry, Avery. I say that with nothing but love. I love gamers. I love nerds. That was far too gamer nerd for me. I have no idea what you just said. Is this what it feels like for those that are non-Gen Z to hear me talk? To hear me drop references like nobody's biz? Is this what it sounds like? Because I didn't understand any of that. Real men wear pink and floral. That's true. And hoodie, footy, pajamas. I have several sets myself, Sarisa. I have several sets of hoodie, footy, pajamas. One of my sets is a hoodie, footy, pajama. When you put the hood on, it's got little dog ears, or excuse me, little bear ears. So that way I can be teddy bear. So I have that. It's all brown, and then I got the bear ears, teddy bear. And then the other set of hoodie, footy, pajamas I have just has my face plastered all over it. And when you put the hood on, it just it actually goes all the way over, and it's just my face again. So that's the second set I have. Dog said, yeah. Is that... Dog, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything I've done. Oh, I'm so sorry I put you through that. I understand now. This is like a guy that runs around bullying people by punching them who's never been punched, and then suddenly he gets punched. He's like, ow, is this what I've been doing to people this whole time? I don't like that. No wonder people don't like me. That's exactly what just happened. That's hilarious. So he said, it's a good strategy to cut funding for states with high error rates. That being said, I hope Missouri fixes instead of just losing funding. Totally, Sarisa. That's such a good point. I sincerely totally agree with you. I'm not like praying for the downfall of Missouri's SNAP system. I don't have an issue with food stamps. I don't. And I do totally agree. I hope that Missouri and Kansas just get their act together as opposed to just being like, well, sucks for poor people. Like, that would be nice. I agree with that. Avery is, in fact, a little gamer. Oh, she said, that's my little gamer nerd. Yep. We need KZRG hoodie footsies. That would actually be pretty PIMP, I'm not going to lie.
Well, no offense, Tom, but your politician's Amendment 5 is a pig in a poke, allowing politicians to raise our taxes without a vote of the people, and the politician's Amendment 4 takes away our power to do anything about it. Well, let's look at what's really inside 4 and 5.
Oh, don't do that.
5 hits hardest seniors and those struggling financially with new taxes on services like doctor visits, in-home care, and rent. Sales taxes could more than triple. For up to 80% of Missourians, it's a tax hike. And Amendment 4 ends majority rule, allowing a minority of the most liberal statewide voters in one district to effectively end our power to stop corruption and out-of-control spending and taxing.
Slick plan, huh?
No, Tom. 4 and 5 are schemes that hurt citizens and transfer our power and our money to politicians and lobbyists. That's why I'm voting no on the politicians' Amendments 4 and 5, paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Hey, Clay Travis here. Join me and Buck Saxton weekdays from 11 till 2 right here on News Talk KZRG. You can depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning Challenge.
Your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
To win, be the first one on the phone with the correct answer to the question. 417-782-1310. 417-782-1310. Ted, what's the question?
Today's question is a little geography question for you. Here it is. What is the deepest point on planet Earth? 417-782-1310. What's the deepest point on planet Earth? We're talking deep into the Earth's crust. 417-782-1310. And no, Steve, I'm not talking about Pop-Tart crust, which is the unsweetened corners of it. That's
How about stuffed crust, like on pizza?
That does sound tasty, but that's not what I'm talking about either.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the crust of planet Earth. What is the deepest point on planet Earth? What's the name of it? 417-782-1310. Bit of a Nat Geo question here for you. Steve, what are we giving away?
Complimentary taco plus chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
News Talk KZRG, what is your guess?
Mariana Trench.
That is exactly right. The Mariana Trench. Who do we have here?
This is Keith.
Hey, Keith, what's your favorite radio station?
KZRG, bro.
Oh, love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Stay on the horn for us here. We'll be with you in just a second, and you have just won a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos. Stay on the horn with us here, Keith. That was an easy one. Yeah, the Mariana Trench. Little fun fact for you. The Mariana Trench is so deep.
How deep is it?
It's so deep, if you were to take Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on planet Earth, and stick it into the Mariana Trench, Mount Everest's peak would still be over a mile underwater.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how deep the Mariana Trench is compared to Mount Everest. That's pretty deep.
Wonder if that's where trench coats came from.
I do believe so. I
Okay.
believe Mother Earth vomited up a bunch of trench coats, and they came up onto the land, and we went, where did these come from? And we were able to backtrack them to the Mariana Trench, which is why we named it that.
Well, at least it's not Mario Brothers Trench.
You know, I have a good friend in high school. I shouldn't tell this story, but I'm going to.
Oh, boy.
I have a good friend in high school who's dating a girl named Mariana, and I'm not a big fan of her, so I started calling her the Trench.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Needless to say,
that went over real well.
She's not a big fan of me, which I can understand. How's the weather today, Steve?
Well, we've got some scattered showers and thunder showers moving through the four-state area right now. In fact, we've got another one that's beginning to hit the western part of Joplin. It's moving to the east-southeast. Nothing major, nothing severe, and not expecting anything severe, but cooler temperatures on the way tomorrow. Yay!
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow is Saturday. Great day to have slightly cooler temperatures. Also, what's coming up on Tuesday with slightly better temperatures too is Election Day. If you want to get all the information on elections, who's running for what, and access to sample ballots, go to News.KZRG's Election Hub.
Four states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Market. It's 8 o'clock.
Will Hamas give up its weapons? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump says they've agreed to in the next phase of a post-war plan for Gaza being worked out by the Trump-created Board of Peace.
President Trump calling this a major agreement for Hamas to disarm in Gaza. The president posting on Truth Social. Today, the Board of Peace reached a historic agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and all other armed groups in Gaza. This is a monumental step toward lasting peace and security. Now, the details of that disarmament by the terrorist group Hamas will be worked out over the next several weeks.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Tel Aviv. Hamas says it'll only give up arms if Israel pulls forces out of Gaza. The president also tells Fox the Iran conflict is going well, and we just keep winning, hitting them hard. Fox's Peter Ducey reports from the White House.
We know that now he does have this option for 10 to 14 days of strikes, the go big option that has been prepared by the CENTCOM commander. We don't know exactly where his head is at, but we should find out soon.
We'll hear from him in a Trump cabinet meeting in 2 hours at Camp David in Maryland. The president also tells Fox a border crisis getting worse in Spain is terrible, warning it could happen here if Democrats win elections. Fox's Greg Palcott reports this exodus was
prompted, it's believed, by a recent Spanish court ruling that immigrants arriving by sea would not be immediately turned away.
60,000 migrants have entered the Ceuta Spanish territory.
Those new arrivals came by sea and by land, overwhelming local authorities, saying they were fleeing dire economic conditions in Africa. Socialist Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, who has led a pro-immigration administration, has called the onslaught of immigrants in Ceuta a violation of territorial sovereignty.
At least 34 migrants have died trying to get there. Oil prices are rising again this morning, about 2% in their spike up in the Iran conflict has oil company profits surging. Chevron's earnings more than quadrupled last quarter from a year ago. ExxonMobil's profit doubled. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Heat advisory in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. Cloudy with some scattered showers and thunder showers right now, 95. Heat index could top out as high as 105 to 110 or even 110 plus in some cases. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic. Following sports, that'll be at 8:08. Cloudy, it's 76 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 79 in Galena, 79 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG. Kansas needs some help.
Well, Governor Laura Kelly officially asking FEMA for some federal funds related to storm damage that parts of the area saw last month. There's 30 counties in total in her request for a major presidential disaster declaration, and that does include Cherokee and Crawford counties, all after the wind, hail, and flooding damage we saw between June 4th and June 15th. Kelly says it's critical federal resources are made available so that the communities there can rebuild and get the support they need as those recovery efforts continue. I'm Cy Albright, News on KZRG.
Missouri could face millions in SNAP costs.
Missouri could be on the hook for millions of dollars in food assistance costs under changes included in the federal One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Beginning in 2027, states with SNAP payment error rates of 6% or higher will be required to cover part of the program's benefit costs. Missouri's latest error rate was nearly 8.7%, above the federal threshold that triggers penalties. State leaders have time to lower that rate before the changes take effect. Matt Pilger, Missouri Net.
Neosho celebrating National Night Out on Tuesday night. Neosho Public Information Officer Jessica Johnson tells News Talk KZRG.
We are doing a open swim at the Neosho Municipal Pool from 7 to 9 p.m. It's open to the first 200 people because we do have some capacities that we're working with, but in great work by our police department staff, we are going to have multiple bounce houses, water slides, water effect bounce houses out in the parking lot.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, and drinks are all going to be served. Again, the event starts at 7 o'clock Tuesday night. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. 79, cloudy, scattered rain. News Talk, KZRG at 8:04, going on 8:05.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is backing President Trump's call to keep the Senate in session through August to pass the SAVE Act. Hawley, a sponsor of the bill requiring proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections, says he's also open to changing the filibuster rules to get it passed.
In Missouri, we have voter ID. We put it into our law ourselves as state voters. We've had it for years. It works fantastic. And you know what? It works well in 37 other states, including some Democrat states.
Pro football fans in the four-state area, you're going to get another nearby option after the NFL season ends. The United Football League announced that Oklahoma City is going to be getting a franchise starting with the 2027 season. The UFL plays its season from late March through June, filling the gap between the Super Bowl and the start of the NFL training camp. How'd the Cardinals and Royals do last night? Joe Morgan's got the answer.
The Royals couldn't squeeze out a win yesterday, dropping a 4-3 nail-biter to the Twins. The main highlight for Kansas City came in the third when Jack Callione launched a home run to tie things up at 2, but the offense stalled out from there. The Royals look to bounce back tonight as they head to Colorado to take on the Rockies. First pitch is set for 7:40. Over in St. Louis, the Cardinals fell short in extra innings, losing 4-2 to the Chicago Cubs. Rookie J.J. Weatherholt provided a spark with a game-tying solo shot in the 7th.
Pitch is hit high and deep to right field. He got it! Yes, he did! Weatherholt has tied the game!
But an Alex Bregman double in the 10th sealed it for Chicago. Redbirds hit the road for Toronto tonight. Game time is 6:07. Catch that game on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news, 8:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ray Stages.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Showers, thunder showers left over this morning. They're becoming partly sunny and still hot today. We're up to 95. Feels like 105. Tonight, maybe a shower around early 70. Partial sun, low 80s tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather's a service of Indigo Sky Casino. When looking for a delicious chef-created meal and fine wine and spirits, visit Shawano Steak and Spirits and turn your evening into an unforgettable experience. See IndigoSkyCasino.com for details.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing some scattered showers and thunder showers in the four-state area. Nothing severe, not expecting anything severe this morning. 76 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 79 in Carthage, 79 in Joplin. News Talk, KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:08.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's Bold Plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I focus on reducing taxes for Kansas. You should keep more. My Bold Plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the Bold Plan to decrease property taxes, conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
Save big money on your next project when you shop at Menards. Tackle your toughest jobs with GE Pro.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
George is here. Good morning, George.
Hello,
Tim.
George. Hello, Tim.
So he said, y'all need a... Wait, KZRG should let me design a whole clothing line. They'll need to be super soft KZRG sweatshirts, too, just to give it. Here's the problem, Sarisa. I'm just going to say it. Here's the problem with you designing KZRG sweatshirt or clothing line, is you're going to make everything 2 sizes too big. So that way, when men purchase KZRG hoodies, they're going to be so oversized that when girlfriends steal them from them, inevitably, they'll be perfect sized for girlfriends. Girlfriends famously steal their boyfriends' hoodies. It's just a fact of nature. It's a fact of life. It's a part of being in a relationship. Are you going to purposely design hoodies to look like they're for men, but to fit for women for when they inevitably steal them from their boyfriends? Is that your plan? Are you going to Trojan horse your design for KZRG? Because if that's the case, I have some issues. And I'll tell you why. I've had a number of S-tier hoodies, the best hoodies I've ever owned in my life, all absconded by my litany of former friends that were girls. And I say former for a reason.
They're former because they stole them.
They stole my hoodies, and I have yet to see them back. I'm still upset and salty about it.
Because they're your exes.
And they live in Texas. Just kidding. Most of them are in California. Most.
And live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio, you're listening to News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
The KZRG news time is 8:11. It's FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk KZRG. Election Day is next Tuesday. Early voting has already been opened, and I know a lot of people have been on the early voting wagon, but if you are an Election Day purist and you're waiting for Tuesday to vote, there is still time for you to grow into an informed and confident voter. You can get all the information you need about the upcoming election on KZRG's election headquarters. It's free. It's at newstalkkzrg.com/elections. It has things like what seats are up for grabs, who's running for those seats, amendment language. The other day, I was at the Newton County Republican watermelon feed.
Eating watermelon.
I was indeed.
Getting feed.
I was getting feed.
Yeah, you were fed.
I was purchasing feed for my horses, which I have many of. And in any
Straight
case,
from the horse's mouth.
On the way back, I saw the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was a little sign that said, it was blue.
Not a little, but Lil.
It was a little sign, like Lil Uzi Vert. It was a little sign that was all blue, and it just said no on 5, Amendment 5. And directly next to that sign was the exact same sized sign, but red, and it said yes on 5. And I was like, that is the pinnacle. That is a perfect analogy for all election year advertisements, is just no on 5, yes on 5. And that's all it is. And you're like, that doesn't tell me anything.
Only one missing. Maybe on 5.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. Where's the maybe on 5 party? Well, I tell that story because if that is your experience, you just hear these ads where they go, 5 is evil. 5 is good. Only the rich like 5. Only the rich like not 5. If you are so sick of that and you don't know which way is heads and tails, you don't know which way is up and down, we have the amendment language for Amendment 5 on our KZRG election headquarters. You can read it yourself. You can form your own opinion on Amendment 5 or on Amendment 4 or on these candidates. There's a lot of ads going out. This candidate is a liberal and that candidate is a liberal and this candidate is... Hey, read up on the candidates yourself. You can do so at KZRG's election headquarters. It's all there for you. So don't trust anyone other than yourself is what I say for elections. It's your vote on voting day. Don't let other people dictate how you cast it. Go to news.kzrg.com/elections and read up on these things. You can get sample ballots. You can get, like I said, the amendments are there. Read up on those. All that info totally for free to check out.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing scattered showers and thunder showers throughout the 4-state area. It's all moving to the east, southeast, now beginning to move mostly to the southeast. Nothing severe, not expecting anything severe. It's going to be a possible heat or hot day with a heat advisory in effect starting at noon going until 8 o'clock tonight. High today of 95. The heat index could top out as high as 105 to 110. Some areas could get as high as 110 plus. But according to KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic, we've got a cool down coming up for the weekend. High on Saturday and Sunday going to be in the 80s, so that's going to be nice because this cold front is going to come on through.
Keep on keeping on. So that's always lovely. All right, quick little story for you here this morning. As it turns out, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, a.k.a. CBP, they are in charge of, and this might be a surprise to you, protecting our border. As it turns out, their recruitment initiatives have led to the highest number of Border Patrol agents in the agency's history.
You mean because they're actually able to do their job under this administration?
Well, I'm sure that helped with morale, yeah. So retention.
Yeah, morale's good, so that's...
Yeah, so I think retention is good. But also the Trump administration, they had set aside billions of dollars in the one big beautiful bill that passed last year, $4.1 billion dedicated in that to hiring for the Customs and Border Patrol. $4.1 billion on hiring initiatives for one department. Yeah, we better be at historic staffing levels. For $4 billion, we better have the biggest border patrol in the history of border patrols globally around planet Earth for $4 billion for hiring initiatives.
It's a lot of money. Need to get a lot of people.
That is a ton of money. We better see results for that money. And it looks like we are seeing results. Like I said, we now have historic staffing levels. Apparently, as a result of those historic staffing levels, now that we have more people working on it, more people doing things, more people cracking down, so to speak, it has led to a historic drop in illegal border apprehensions, not seen in nearly 70 years. Now, when people say that, there's a couple of ways you can interpret that. Whoa, hold on. We have record number of employees and a record low of border apprehensions. These guys suck at catching people. We have a record low of them actually getting people.
That's because people aren't trying to come through.
That's because people aren't trying to come through. That's exactly right, Steve.
Maybe we could teach Spain a thing or two on border control.
What do you mean?
Well, did you see the news yesterday over in Spain? They had
tell me
Moroccans that are coming illegally into the country of Spain through a flotilla, hitting the beach, and then they broke through a fence to get through a wall.
Moroccans did that?
Yes.
Boy, you would think that you would hear them coming because Moroccans are so loud. You know what I mean?
That was horrible, Ted.
All right. So in any case, but I agree with your assessment, though, Steve. It does seem like what we're seeing is that there is now less and less people trying to cross the border as a result of they know it's not going to happen because of how many agents we've hired, or maybe just because they saw that, hey, the deportation process is pretty brutal. I'm not risking it. I'm not going through that.
That's very, very true.
So there you have kind of an interesting development there, but you can check it out, news.kzrg.com. You can get details on all that. Another story for you having to do, and we talked about this a little bit earlier this morning, but in case you missed it, Hamas, President Donald Trump announced just yesterday that Hamas has agreed to disarm themselves along with other armed groups in Gaza.
That's great.
And instead of Hamas being in charge of Gaza, there will be a new Palestinian government that is overseen by President Trump's Board of Peace. President Trump took to Truth Social, where he truthed, so you know it's the truth. No lies are ever posted on Truth Social.
As opposed to Lie Social.
Lie Social, that's the one I'm on all the time. I say things like Ted's the most good-looking person ever, and he's his parents' favorite. Things like that. It's a lie when it's there, but when I put it on Truth Social, you know it's true.
It's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Trump said on Truth Social, quote, "Today the Board of Peace reached a historic, all caps, agreement for the complete disarmament, all caps, of Hamas and all other armed groups in Gaza. This is a monumental step toward lasting peace and security."
All in caps.
All caps. So, great. I think that's awesome. I love it in theory. I don't think anyone is opposed to this in theory. Now, let's wait a couple of weeks, shall we, to see the reality of this in practice. For instance, I think everyone liked the theory of the memorandum of peace with Iran. I think everyone liked the theory of the ceasefire with Iran. And in practice, it was a bunch of hoo-ha and never actually lasted.
Although, so far, the Gaza situation has improved substantially with Israel not having to do as much fighting in Gaza compared to
when you
with
flatten
Iran.
it and there's no buildings there, then yeah, it's pretty much
but
pretty
there's
easy to
probably still some tunnels.
Yeah, well, and that's fair. Yeah, tunnels, and they did flood a bunch of those, and they did blow up most of them, but there's probably a handful still, sure. So listen, saying that is not a criticism on the U.S. and on the part of the Trump administration. It doesn't matter. You can blame Trump. I don't. You can blame Iran. I do. Whatever the case may be, the reality is there's been peace deal after peace deal after peace deal in that part of the world. None of them have actually lasted. So do I like the idea and the promise that there'll be peace in Palestine because Hamas is laying down their arms? Of course I like that. Of course I'm rooting for that.
Maybe they'll change their name.
I just don't think it's going to, I just don't believe it. I just don't think it's actually going to last. I'm sure it's great, and then Hamas is going to go, well, technically you broke the deal because of this one small thing, so we're going to go back to blowing everything up and going through tunnels. That's probably, in my mind, if I'm a betting man, that's where I'm putting my money on this going.
Another way to get around it, Hamas may say that they're going to do that, and that might be true because they'll change their name and then start getting funds to get rearmed.
Yeah. Hamas, we are disbanding Hamas. Very sad. We hate to see them go. That being said, we're now announcing a new terror group called Sama. Totally different than Hamas. It's not Hamas. It's Samah. Totally different group, and we'll be continuing fighting under the banner of Sama.
That would not surprise me in the least. Not surprise me in the least.
KZRG News Time 8:20.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A federal appeals court ruling that the Trump administration cannot deny migrants detained inside the United States a chance for release on bond. This was a 2-1 decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco.
Number 2.
Both Missouri and Kansas could soon be losing millions of dollars in SNAP funding due to new provisions taking effect under the One Big Beautiful Bill. The new rules say that states that have a SNAP error rate of over 6% lose their federal funding. Kansas has a current error rate of 9.4%, Missouri 8.6%.
Number 1.
Don't forget, you can get all of your election information on KZRG's election headquarters. Things like amendment language, sample ballots, who's running for what, and more. Go to newstalkkzrg.com and /election.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on gas prices right now? Not great. Not great. Those are my thoughts, but what are yours? Text us at 417-782-1310 or leave an open mic message on the KZRG app. Totally free to download in the App Store or Google Play Store. Coming up, what's going on with Kim Commando and technology on News Talk KZRG. Great, Kim's going to be mad at me now. Lovely.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's a cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend. Promising.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Teresa said, yes, I'll do that. It's part of my diabolical plan to take over the world, one outfit at a time. There was a, fun fact, there was a show, it did not last very long. Uh-oh, we're getting a phone call. Hold on.
We ask of anyone we hire is that they show up. Whether that's an employee at work, a painter for our home, or our elected officials. So why has our state senator Jill Carter missed over 40 votes? 40 times when we needed her to be our voice, Jill Carter was nowhere to be found. And when she did show up, Jill Carter let us down, voting to give millions in taxpayer-funded bailouts to billionaire professional sports owners without even reading the bill. Dr. Ellen Nichols is different. For 33 years, Dr. Ellen Nichols has been there as a neurosurgeon in our community. When you need her, Dr. Ellen Nichols will be there. Vote for change on August 4th.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ellen Nichols. I've shown up for the families of Southwest Missouri for over 3 decades. You deserve trusted hands to protect your family budgets, defend the unborn, and deliver lasting property tax relief. I'm Dr. Ellen Nichols, and I'm asking for your vote on August 4th. Paid for by friends of Dr. Ellen Nichols, Paula Baker, Treasurer.
No matter how big or small your lawn is, you want it to look its best. And with Hickman Lawn and Landscape Services, you can do just that. At Hickman, they know that keeping your lawn in tip-top shape is a must. That's why you should consider an irrigation system from Hickman Lawn and Landscape Services. Irrigation systems provide convenience, beauty, and value, making them a worthy investment for anyone looking to improve the health and beauty of their lawn. At Hickman, they shape the outdoors from the ground up. Visit HickmanLawns.com to get started today.
There's a saying, it takes a group of good men to build a barn, and only one to tear it down. Well, a few Jeff City politicians are at it again, tearing things down with Amendment 5 and Amendment 4. No on 5 and 4. 5 takes our money with higher sales taxes, higher taxes on gas, guns, and groceries, a sales tax hike on rent and diesel, seed, and feed. 4 takes away our Constitution.
And we're back. Teresa said, Ted, if your friends who are girls have stolen your sweatshirts, that might explain the girlfriend situation. Yeah, listen, I stole their heart, and how do they repay me? How do they thank me? By stealing my apparel, my clothing. How dare they? Absolute buffoonery. Completely ridiculous.
So has your current friend that's a girl done anything like that so far?
You'll have to be more specific. I have a lot of friends. Some of them are girls. I can name 15 girls that I'm friends with right now. Mrs. Steve is top of my list. She's probably my BFF, my GBFF, my girl best friend.
You gotta let your girlfriend know about, your friend that's a girl know about that?
Mm-hmm. I have many friends. Some of them are girls.
Plates every month. In all 50 states, anyone can record what's visible in public, your car, your tag, straight into Flock's database. Police usually need a warrant to track a specific person, but your daily routine, where you go, when, how often, all anyone needs is a paid subscription. You're not a suspect, you're inventory. They named it Flock for a reason. To them, we're all sheep. That's bad news for your privacy. Join a million folks who get my free newsletter every single day to stay tech ahead. It's 5-star rated. You need this at getkim.com. Thousands of places on the internet, there's a file with your name on it. Inside, your home address, your cell number, the email you only give to people you trust. It knows your medical conditions, your age, how you vote, where you drive, your kids' names, and a lot more. You didn't write it, you can't read it, but anyone with a credit card can buy it. That file is the product of a multi-billion-dollar industry called data brokers. None of it was stolen. Your file is collected, packaged, and sold legally. Every scam call, every phishing text that knows too much about you, someone paid for your file. Last year, Americans lost a record $20 billion to fraud. Scammers didn't get lucky. They got prepared. I did something about my file. I use Incogni. Incogni goes broker by broker and forces each one to delete your file. Those opt-in forms they bury, Incogni finds them. And when your data tries to creep back, and it always does, Incogni wipes it again. Go to privacykim.com right now for an exclusive 60% off. That's privacykim.com.
News, talk, commentary, and hard truths. All those can be heard when you tune into the Mark Levin Show every weekday from 5 to 8 on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG. KZRG.
Just before 8:30, it's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
Scattered showers and thunder showers will be coming to an end later on today. It's going to be mostly cloudy this morning, then changing to sunny and hot with a high of around 95. Heat index values from 105 to 110 later on this afternoon. Tomorrow, though, a lot cooler after the cold front goes through. Sunny with a high of only 84. Sunday, sunny with a high of around 88, so it's not going to be a bad weekend. It'll be dry conditions with winds out of the north, so it's going to be great. But the 90s come back on Monday, according to KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic.
And also, according to KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic, today...
Thank God it's...
He let us know that today is Friday. I had no clue until we spoke with him at 7:25.
I know, it's amazing. You were very not thinking until 7:25.
I was going to say that's sort of my default.
Normal for Fridays. For
yeah,
you.
Precisely. In any case, the point is after the news, in less than 10 minutes at around 8:40, we have a listicle, if you will, of all sorts of things going on around the four states area, both today to celebrate the end of the work week and things going on over the weekend. If you and your family are looking for something fun to do, we hear it all the time. There's nothing going on. There's nothing to do in the four states. There's all sorts of things to do in the four states. The hard part is finding them. So we did that hard work for you. We found it for you, and we're going to be giving you that list coming up in less than 10 minutes at around 8:40. On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG.
At 8:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
Hamas disarmament.
Oil company profits.
Migrant crisis in España.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG heat advisory goes into effect at noon, ends at 8 o'clock tonight, heading for a high of 95. Heat index could be as high as 110 plus in some areas. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic following sports. That'll be at 8:38. Scattered showers and thunder showers, cloudy, 76 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 79 in Baxter Springs, 79 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. President Trump announcing...
Oh, it's my turn?
It's your turn.
Oh, thank you, Steve. President Trump announcing the Board of Peace has reached an agreement with Hamas for the militant group to disarm.
President Trump announcing a major move for Hamas to disarm in Gaza. The president posting on Truth Social. Today, the Board of Peace reached a historic agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and all other armed groups in Gaza. This is a monumental step toward lasting peace and security. Of course, the details of the disarmament are expected to take weeks of some pretty tough negotiations. In the meantime, the Center for Strategic and International Studies is posting a concern about the depletion of U.S. armaments since the start of the war in Iran. The center is saying that some key weapons, such as Patriot missiles, interceptors, are at less than half the supply, the stockpile that they were before the war.
You are paying more for gas, and that's translated into a big quarter for two major oil companies.
High crude oil prices resulted in a dramatic increase in earnings for a couple of energy giants. ExxonMobil's earnings doubled in the recent quarter. Chevron's earnings were at the highest level on record. Both companies paid dividends to shareholders and bought back stock in the period. ExxonMobil says it was able to pay down debt. Oil companies were making more from jet fuel, diesel, and gasoline. Exxon reported its highest oil and gas production in more than 2 decades, excluding disrupted output in the Middle East. Chevron's U.S. oil and gas production topped 2 million barrels a day. Janiko Sola, Fox News.
Spain is moving to stop what officials describe as a surge of migrants crossing into the north from North African territories like Morocco.
Officials say nearly 50,000 entered Ceuta just in the last 24 hours. Prompted, it's believed, by a recent Spanish court ruling that immigrants arriving by sea would not be immediately turned away. Those new arrivals came by sea and by land, overwhelming local authorities, saying they were fleeing dire economic conditions in Africa. Socialist Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, who has led a pro-immigration administration, has called the onslaught of immigrants in Ceuta a violation of territorial sovereignty. Spain is now working with Moroccan officials to beef up Ceuta's border and repatriate those who have entered. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Cloudy, 79. It's 8:34. News Talk, KZRG.
Nearly all of Rich Hill's fire department has resigned.
About a dozen firefighters quit nearly immediately after the city council there appointed a new fire chief, claiming he lacks key fire service qualifications and incident command experience. Those former firefighters in the town of about 1,200 there north of Nevada also allege that the appointment is a conflict of interest because his wife serves as the president of the city council. I'm Cy Albright, News Talk KZRG.
The American Red Cross has declared a national blood crisis. Ann Vassmans with the American Red Cross says that this type of national declaration is a rare thing.
We've done this now for only the second time in our history. The number of donations that are coming in are just not keeping up with the need for blood that we are seeing in the hospitals.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Clouds with some scattered showers, 79, 835, News Talk. KZRG.
The Kansas City Chiefs will keep bringing training camp to Northwest Missouri through at least 2031. Bill Pollock with more.
Even though the Chiefs are building a new stadium in Kansas along with a new headquarters and training facility in Olathe, they're sticking with St. Joseph for training camp as the team opens its 16th camp in St. Joe. Team President Mark Donovan says the Chiefs have committed to holding camp there for another 5 years.
When we first signed this deal, there were a lot of questions on if we were going to be here for 5 years, be here 16 years later and say we're still here and we still enjoy it and it still works for us.
Camp runs through August 20th.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man swinging back into theaters.
Spider-Man, brand new day sees Tom Holland's Peter Parker 4 years after the events of No Way Home, and Peter is now an adult living entirely alone. No MJ, no one, after having voluntarily erased himself from the lives and memories of those he loves. Crime fighting in a New York that no longer knows his name, but as the demands on him intensify.
I'm sorry, but you're in danger. What? I promised you that I would keep you safe. Please, you just have to trust me. Come on. Fine.
The pressure sparks a surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence, even as a strange new pattern of crimes give rise to one of the most powerful threats he's ever faced. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
The Royals and the Cardinals both taking on the chin, according to Joe Morgan.
The Royals couldn't squeeze out a win yesterday, dropping a 4-3 nail-biter to the Twins. The main highlight for Kansas City came in the third when Jack Callione launched a home run to tie things up at 2, but the offense stalled out from there. The Royals look to bounce back tonight as they head to Colorado to take on the Rockies. First pitch is set for 7:40. Over in St. Louis, the Cardinals fell short in extra innings, losing 4-2 to the Chicago Cubs. Rookie J.J. Weatherholt provided a spark with a game-tying solo shot in the 7th.
Pitch is hit high and deep to right field. He got it! Yes, he did! Weatherholt has tied the game!
But an Alex Bregman double in the 10th sealed it for Chicago. Redbirds hit the road for Toronto tonight. Game time is 6:07. Catch that game on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Liberty Tree Guns. Could you use some extra cash? Liberty Tree Guns, buying guns and gun collections and paying top dollar. Get a cash offer on your guns today at libertytreeguns.com. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news, 9 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's a cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend. Promising some big changes in humidity and temperatures. Still in the mid-90s today. Heat index still around 105. Any showers, thunder showers end this morning. As we go through tonight, there still may be a shower early, then clearing overnight 70. Tomorrow, partial sun, comfortable and breezy, low 80s, sunny 87 Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic in the KZRG Storm Center.
KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing scattered showers and thunder showers in the 4 states. Most of it now is to the northeast and east of the Joplin area. It's cloudy at 76 in Neosho, 77 in Pittsburgh, 79 in Diamond, 79 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time going on 8:39.
Former Jasper County Treasurer Denise Rohr.
I think Brent would make a good recorder as he has many years of service as an employee, a very hardworking young man, a man who with integrity, a man who has worked with people. I think Brent would be very good at showing up every day, and his work ethic would be excellent. And I know working close to the recorder's office, that is something would be much needed.
Paid for by Citizens for Brent Hensley, Randy Wilson, Treasurer.
I'm Attorney General Catherine Hanaway, and I want to welcome you to Missouri for the Matches. We are on alert for human trafficking. It's often in plain sight. It's people who seem isolated, controlled, or who don't have their ID or money. To share a tip, download the Simply Report app or call 1-833-5-BE-SAFE. We need your help to stop human trafficking.
Sponsored by the Missouri Attorney General's Office.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, because now.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We need a memorandum of peace, or I need a memorandum of peace with the racist alcoholic that lives across the street. Steve, I didn't know you lived near Sarisa.
I don't.
Oh, interesting. Who could she possibly be referring to then?
Not for sure.
Teresa said, apparel in exchange for a heart isn't necessarily a bad trade. Some sweatshirts are really comfy. Exactly, Sarisa. Some sweatshirts are really comfy. Like all the ones I've ever owned and lost. And now they're gone. Forever. In exchange for what? A heart? How long did that last me, huh? What did that give me? The sweatshirt at least kept me warm. Goodness.
And I want to represent the good people of District 162. I want to protect the good life we enjoy here in Southwest Missouri. I'm asking for your vote. Roger that.
Paid for by Veterans for Roger Koch, Victoria Ailes, CPA Treasurer.
Want to know what's really going on? Then join me, Chris Plant, every weekday from 9 to 11 on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Little bit of July showers. And you know what they say about July showers is they bring August heat.
Oh, I thought you were going to say August flowers.
No, that would make far too much sense, Steve. And this is the KZRG Morning News Watch with Ted Bohorquez. That don't make sense.
And Steve Scott, and that doesn't make sense either. Mm-hmm. What are we doing here?
Who? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you talking to me?
Who?
Who?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
What?
Where?
Oh, okay. KZRG Storm Tracker radar showing the scattered showers and thunder showers beginning to move out of most of the area, although there's a little remnant that's about to go through Fort Scott area here, not too far down the road, and some that's just to the north and west of Girard and Pittsburgh. Nothing severe, not expecting anything severe at this time. Then after this rain gets through, we've got a chance of it getting nice and sunny and hot. We have a heat advisory going into effect at noon today, going until 8 o'clock tonight. Heat index could top out as high as 110 or even just a little bit higher. Actual temperature should be around 95 for the high for today. Then tonight, mostly clear when the cold front goes through. Overnight low down to 68. Tomorrow, cooler, sunny with a high of 84. Sunny and high of 88 on Sunday. Now Monday, the 90s come back, 91 with sunshine. Tuesday, sunny and hot with a high of 95 possible. So we've got the heat coming back next week, but at least according to KZRG meteorologist Ray Stajic, the weekend's going to be nice, going to be dry, going to be nice and cool.
And, of course, with a really fantastic weekend weather-wise, the question, obviously, is what on earth is going on? What's going on in the 4 states in such a beautiful weekend? How could we possibly spend it to the absolute fullest? You know what they say, carpe diem, which you know what that means, Steve, don't you?
Is that a fish, carpe?
It's very similar to that. It's Latin for seize the day, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. How can you and your family seize the day this weekend? Well, in Webb City, the Webb City's Farmers Market, it's open every single Saturday year-round, starting at 9, runs until around noon. So it's a farmers market. You get to go. It's near the Praying Hands, the park in Webb City.
It is.
It's really nice. Fresh produce. You can people watch. Bring your dogs. Bring your cats. I challenge you to bring your goldfish. And I know you're thinking, how is that possible? Put the goldfish in a bowl. Put the bowl on a scooter and or skateboard. Tie a little rope around it and start walking it around the place.
A leash, huh?
A leash. Yeah. Well, no, it'd technically be a rope, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're not that fancy, please. Goldfish leashes? What are we, San Francisco? That's crazy speak, Steve. We use ropes here.
Now, the Tri-State Irish Society is also at the Webb City Farmers Market this weekend. They're having an annual Irish sale. It's happening tomorrow, 9 a.m. until noon, so be sure to go and check it out. The Tri-State Irish Society big sale tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So if you're in need for some irises, there you go. I know Mrs. Steve, her and I were BFFs now. She texts me all the time. She's like, oh my God, Ted, you're so funny. I go, stop it, you're crazy. But she was telling me, Steve, that she's in desperate need of irises this time of year. So that's something you can go check out.
Okay, I'll go check it out tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's always nice and good. There's also the Empire Market in Joplin. Very similar vibe to the Webb City Farmers Market. KZRG News Time, 8:45. But this is slightly more of an indoor situation. It is at the historic location right off of 4th Street. It's sort of near Bearded Lady Coffee is right there. So they're a lot of fun. They're at 931 East 4th Street in Joplin. They always have a lot of great stuff, local happenings, and little tchotchkes there.
Now, the Neosho Farmers Market is open at 201 West Spring Street every Saturday during the market season. Neosho Farmers Market is ready, that is, to bring you the best of local fresh produce, baked goods, handmade items, and so much more. The Farmers Market is open 9 a.m. till 12 noon tomorrow. Be sure to go and check it out, and it's going to be nice weather to do so.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Steve, there's a big thing happening next Tuesday. Tell us about it.
That's right. There is a big thing going on down at Neosho. It's Neosho celebrating National Night Out on Tuesday night. Neosho Public Information Officer Jessica Johnson telling News Talk KZRG.
We are doing a open swim at the Neosho Municipal Pool from 7 to 9 p.m. It's open to the first 200 people because we do have some capacities that we're working with. But in great work by our police department staff, we are going to have multiple bounce houses, water slides, water effect bounce houses out in the parking lot.
What's going to be served? Hamburgers, hot dogs, and drinks will all be served. Representatives from the Neosho Police Department, Neosho Fire Department, McDonald County Sheriff's Office, Newton County Sheriff's Office, and the Missouri State Highway Patrol are going to be out there as well. Again, the event starts at 7 o'clock Tuesday night. It'll be at the Neosho Municipal Pool. Be sure to go and check it out.
Yeah, and really the goal of National Night Out, ultimately, whether it's in Neosho or any other community around the entire country, is, look, the police, the media likes to talk about the police the way the media likes to talk about them. I think we all know what we're talking about here. And unfortunately for them, it kind of alienates them from their community, which is a shame because members of the police force for local communities joined that police force because they are a member of that community. Nobody's busing cops into Neosho. Almost all of them live in that community or at least in the immediate area. And so the idea of National Night Out is, hey, let's remind the community that the police are one of us. Let's chat with the police. Let's hang out with the police in a casual setting, not getting pulled over for, blowing through that stop sign, not because you had to call the police because some crazy lunatic has a gun or a knife or something, not in a high-stress situation, a casual, fun, summertime environment. Let's get to know these officers for who they are. Humans. Because that's who they are. That's what they are. Humans of your community. So National Night Out, I think, is awesome. I think it's important. And I think it's great Neosho is celebrating it.
And if you're lucky, you're going to have hamburgers and hot dogs cooked by the chief.
Chief of Police for Neosho, Chief Peter Russell, will be there whipping up burgers and dogs for everybody. I asked whether or not he's going to be wearing an apron that says kiss the chef or kiss the chief. Yeah. And apparently, maybe he might have both. I don't know. We'll find out on Tuesday. So that's cool. All right, moving on from there. Carthage, they have their farmers market open this Saturday as well. It's at 122 Grant Street in Carthage, sort of near the Carthage Civil War Museum. And it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. I went to it a couple of weeks ago, and they're great. They're just as great as any other farmers market. And they have fresh produce, local times, local wares. If you're in the market for some local wares, local summertime wares, that's where you can get it.
Where?
At the Carthage Farmers Market, Steve.
Oh, the Route 66 Carthage Farmers Market.
Located at 122 Grant Street in Carthage, Missouri. That's exactly right.
Also going on right now through the weekend, the 110th Crawford County Fair is happening at the fairgrounds in Girard, Kansas, and it runs all the way through tomorrow night. They've got a demolition derby that's happening tomorrow night. It's going to be smashing. Full story at newstalkkzrg.com.
Oh, my God.
You're welcome.
Let the record show. Steve,
it's a real wreck.
Steve was smiling ear to ear when he delivered that smashing line. Let me ask you this, Steve.
Sure.
How late were you up last night crafting that absolute diamond of a joke?
Apparently, by the way things are going so far this morning, too late.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Hey, and also there's the Ozark Empire Fair that's happening in Springfield, running starting next Saturday. So just keep that in mind.
No, it's running through next Saturday.
Oh, excuse me, through next Saturday.
It started yesterday.
It started yesterday, running through next Saturday. Thank you, Steve. So just keep that in mind. That's something you can check out all throughout this week. Could be a lot of fun. It's in Springfield. And Springfield's a fun town to go visit from time to time. KZRG News Time, 8:50.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A federal appeals court ruling that the Trump administration cannot deny migrants detained inside the United States a chance for release on bond. This was a 2-1 decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco.
Number 2.
Both Missouri and Kansas could soon be losing millions of dollars in SNAP funding due to new provisions taking effect under the One Big Beautiful Bill. The new rules say that states that have a SNAP error rate of over 6% lose their federal funding. Kansas has an error rate of 9.4%, Missouri currently 8.6%.
Number 1.
Don't forget, you can get all of your election information on KZRG's election headquarters. Things like amendment language, sample ballots, who is running for what, and more. Go to newstalkkzrg.com/election.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What are your thoughts on gas prices right now? Text us at 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app. You can also always pop into our studio. We're located on 32nd Street in Joplin, right by Food for Less. You can pop in, let us know what you think. Although, admittedly, if you do that, you're probably going to be popping in, via foot or bicycle due to, gas prices being so high. I don't want to waste the fuel just to come over to talk to Steve and I. Unless, of course, you do, in which case, we'd love to have you in. All right, coming up in less than 10 minutes at around 9, the Chris Plant Show will be joining us on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Front's on the move, and it's a cold front. Might take a little bit of time to get the drier air in here, but it will for the upcoming weekend. Promising some big changes in humidity and temperatures.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
See you Monday.
See ya.